Okay, here we
Tell
go.
me when it's live. Okay, so Knock hits the Cyberjar,
We're
which
live. Excellent connection. Hold on. Here we go. Looks like we're live. We are already live. Let's do this. Let's rock. Hello, Goat World. We are back. Thank you for your patience.
Knock hits Cyberjar, which is the worst case for JDZ, but we see the Vangu. How much do we like the Vangu in this deck? Because it kind of kills most of Dimension Fusion, doesn't it?
It also kills opponents' monsters gotten off Dimension Fusion.
It also doesn't do anything anymore because there's Skill Drain.
Gonzo. Skill Drain, good card. Shauner was talking to me about this card extensively.
I actually have never heard of Shauna before. Do they play War League or anything?
Shauner, I don't know much about him. He is a new guy, to my knowledge.
Okay.
He is a milkman right now, but he has been putting in the time, and I don't think that will be for long.
We do like our milkmen and plumbers. For example, next week we plan on giving out the golden plunger to the plumber of the day for our GGP.
There's a plumber of the day.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to become the plumber of the day?
Basically be an online player that has a bad record in IRL events. But we don't
I
want to
I thought
bully.
that's the opposite.
We don't want to bully somebody like the plan isn't to bully somebody who's just a newcomer and doesn't play well, right? Like so we want to see who of the established players does as bad as
plays
possible.
Terribly in paper. It's me. Me. I play terribly in paper.
I'm kind of hoping for Delinquent just because I have an inkling that he might be on Reasoning Gate, and as you know, I hate it.
You are just a spiteful little man, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
We got Vampire Lord being one of the few monsters that were actively happy skill drain is negating. However, Sean R seems to be forgetting this fact.
Yep.
Vampire Lord's effect is a liability. It's actually a liability. So will you be in is it Connecticut? There's a Connecticut GGP?
Okay, yeah, there are two GGPs at the same time. There's one in was it Cleveland actually? I think next week, next Saturday, there's one in America and one in Germany at the same time.
No way. It's in Cleveland, not Connecticut.
Same thing.
Why is
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
CT is Connecticut.
I will
go to Connecticut.
You need to check that. If I'm saying Cleveland, that doesn't mean it's true.
No, it's GGP Cleveland. I'm checking. Okay. June 15th, Cleveland. Let's see. June 1st, June 23rd. It's not on the calendar yet. If there is a GGP Connecticut, I will be there faster than you can say. Will you be in Connecticut, Puy?
Okay, so to our non-Americans, where the hell is Connecticut?
Oh, this is La Bounty. This is La Bounty talking. Bounty Boy, tell me more. Meriden, Connecticut on June 15th. If I get the official details, I will be there in a heartbeat. When you go down to Connecticut, you're gonna get your ass kicked by the old school Rampage. You want to talk about players who are insane in paper versus online? I met these folks. I think I met up as a couple years ago. It was me, James, Smoker, La Bounty, Jazz, Scully, and yada yada. Absolute ass kickery all day. I was getting smacked around. I had no chance. These guys have been playing together competitively since they were kids. I was dying. And we got the most amazing barbecue too. That was awesome. It was a good day. I will be back in Connecticut for sure. And I am ready to receive the Plumber of the Day award.
To be fair, I'm also a big candidate for that because I'm really not good on paper. I think my problem is that I'm just not used to it, and I'm just very bad at checking graves and stuff. So if I'm online, I'm just constantly in everybody's graves. Like in every single turn, I'm
constantly up in the graveyards. I'm making a new tab and calculating damage. I've got my paper deck laid out, and every time I draw a card, I'm flipping it down so I know it's not in my deck anymore. I'm doing everything. I'm writing down Dust Shoot. I'm taking a picture of Dust Shoot.
Yep.
Meanwhile, these guys are like, oh, we have to all play the same kind of copy of the card so our opponent can't count how many there are. And we're going to make sure to check when they're looking at their sets to know what they are. It's easy. That's obviously Mirror Force. And I'm like, what? How do you know?
So
they just do.
That wouldn't work against me because my memory is so bad that I'm constantly checking every single card I have face down anyway. So no matter what action you take, I'm always checking because I forgot.
That's when they really know. When you don't even know, that's when they know.
That's when they know. But how can they know if I don't even know what I'm doing? How can they know what I'm doing when I don't know? How does that work?
That's Yu-Gi-Moto versus Pegasus strategy. And John, yes, it was a good day. I would love to see you again. I think we'll make it happen. And I'm pretty sure GGP New York is in the works, and I'm pretty sure GGP Orlando is in the works, and I do intend to be at both of these events. Guys, if you are not coming down to GGPs, what are you doing? They're awesome. They're great events.
Just meet the people you know from online anyway. That's great.
It's literally just making friends, making it real. All those people who say you're just locking yourself up in your basement, playing your little nerd games online with invisible people, nah. We're real people, and we'd love to meet you.
I'm still hoping that I can go to Munich. I'm not sure if I can, but Munich would be so great because the Italians can go there, and I could meet people like, I don't know, Tiso or Don't Copy, like just the people that I've interacted with in the past. That would be so nice.
Does Don't Copy travel?
I don't think he does. I was just throwing out Italian names.
There are a lot of Italians, though, that could be traveling. I don't know.
Italian gold is so
by the way,
well.
while we have you here, how is the latency now? Are you guys seeing, what are they seeing? They are seeing the latest and greatest. We fixed the problem.
That is amazing.
That's amazing. I'm very happy to see that.
I feel like maybe it was caused by the buffering. So like over time, they just kept going, falling further behind. So we might have to do it again. But we should be like at the halfway point.
We made it through most of the tournament without having to do that.
Yeah. So we're probably just going to write this until the end.
Played.
Book of Life.
And this tournament, I just want to say shout out to this tournament moving at a very good pace. We started at 11. It is currently 2 o'clock, and we are almost kind of done. We are like 2/3 of the way done. So good on you guys. We got through this nice and quick. The gameplay pace has been amazing.
And I'm very happy about it because I was afraid I would have had to stream until like 4 a.m. in the morning. That's not going to happen today.
I was really afraid because I have a plan. I have to meet a new housemate, a potential new house. Oh my god. Oh, that's fine. Did this man forget about Vampire Lord? Or does he have a Kaiku lined up?
I mean, it's still good.
JDZ.
It's still good. You still get to remove 2.
Yeah.
And ceasefire.
Oh, ow.
2000.
He's going for it. He's going. That's a big ceasefire. Big respect to ceasefire. I think ceasefire is really powerful because people don't respect Ring anymore.
Yep. It's basically a makeshift ring.
It's a makeshift ring to punish the Solemn decks if you're not playing Upstart yourself. I think it's a great pick.
That Prima has to go. Come on, Shauna. Throw it away. There we go.
Yeah, it's gone. Bye-bye. 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 Oh. And here comes Archer.
But it's
and Archer's going to protect you.
Hold on. Can Archer tribute itself and still deal damage?
Yeah. Yes, it can.
Yeah, it can.
Yes, it can.
It can.
Rapid first to top 8 from Dogtown. It's not first to top 8. Well, I guess from Dogtown, but we do have top 8 here. So we have currently in our top 8, Flashy, Reasoning Gate, Raven Singer. I actually don't know. And then we got JJ Stokes on Gravekeeper Control, Don't Copy on Chaos Turbo, Rabid playing Warrior, Stein Walk thing.
Oh, never mind. There's skill run. It doesn't kill Siege. Never mind.
Oh my god, the reversal! Lord. And JDZ
is eliminated.
It's been a pleasure seeing you play. Shout out to you, you real one. Salute to you, OG, and peace. Oh my, and he had the cylinder.
And he had triple diffusion in hand.
That was a good match to watch. I enjoyed that one immensely.
That has to
And where does that leave Mr. Shauner? I don't see him. Where is he? Shauner is about to go play Crops in a zombie mirror. That's pretty enticing. But we should probably go see what Raven Sanger is doing, at least for a moment.
Against Flash. Oh, but it's Flashy.
Come on. We have to see.
I think we actually haven't seen Raven, which is a shame because they.
Oh, it's not Raven Sanger. It's Raven's Anger. I'm so stupid. It's only one match. We can watch.
Raven's Anger feels like one of those names that you come up with when you're 13 and you've just watched anime for the first time.
It sounds to me like you are a Jewish couple in Brooklyn and you named your child Raven. So it's Raven Sanger. That's where my brain is thinking.
Okay.
Ravid is on my list. It is not Warriors at all. Okay, I am delusional. I am excited. Is it just Tomabiss? Is it Walk Tomabiss? John, what should we expect? I kind of love it. I'm happy to see it. This tournament's been awesome.
So we go for Thundering again. Looks fairly boring.
I do want to point something out to you, Grumple. That's pretty important.
Sure.
Flashy is in the top 8 with Reasoning Gate. Flashy is the only successful degen player we've seen today. The most degenerate thing we've seen is one Reasoning Gate player.
Okay,
who made top. I think that's a good sign for a meta. That's all I'm saying.
But Puy, I would say it isn't because Flashy is the only Reasoning Gate player we've seen. And he still did well.
No, but that he's not the only one. We saw a Machine Gate player.
Did we? No, yes, we didn't. That wasn't Reasoning. That wasn't Gate. That was XYZ.
Huh? I thought we saw a Machine Gate player.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it was last night. Last night we got a Machine Gate player in 3rd place. So the Gate decks are fine, but they're not super broken.
I think they're underplayed. I think if more people played them, they would be broken. I think the problem, as I said, like the problem for Reasoning Gate is
we're gonna have future events within this specific ban list, so we'll prove it.
We'll prove it.
And if it's true, then we'll fix it.
The problem for Reasoning Gate, as we said before, is that as soon as it becomes the dominant force in the meta, then people start playing Jaugen and Spell Cancel, and you can't play the deck anymore. So I think there's like self-regulation going on at all times, but I also just hate the deck so much I don't even want to get
sounds healthy. Sounds healthy to me, buddy. Cry about it.
that's what I just said. I said it's self-regulating. I'm just saying I don't like the deck. That's why I want to see it gone.
Rock OTK, the future of MGOAT. I hope. Oh, Madcap says I did well last night too. Madcap, what did you get last night? I did not notice. How'd you do?
And did you play Reasoning? Did you play Reasoning?
He did? I don't think he did. He probably played a burn deck.
I'm asking. That's why. Whatever.
We're
milling a lot of stuff. We're milling a lot of stuff. There's 2 defusions gone.
There's 2 monsters gone. There's 3 monsters out of the deck already.
I think if the 3rd defusion gets milled, then we're in big
trouble.
And
there's Jinzo. But here comes the Sorcerer, and I'm guessing if the defu wasn't milled there's a decent. Oh wait.
I want to see Jaugen. We've milled 2 defusions. Yeah, because Jaugen. Like people sometimes forget the secondary effect. It doesn't just stop special summons. It also
blows them up.
Yeah, it also lets you discard a random card and blow up every special summon monster. Which, by the way, is the reason why when you're attacking spies, like if there are 2 spies on the field, always attack the one that's been there on the field already, because then the Jaugen will blow the other one up.
Correct.
Even if Jaugen is never played, just do it anyway. This is never going to come up, but just do it for me because it's
until it does.
Yeah.
And also, Jaugen can see face-down cards as having been special summoned.
Yes.
So if you get Jaugen off a Sea Jar, boom, Gonzo, McDonzo. Jaugen was my first card ever. I got it in a vending machine. It was the first card I ever got. It was a vending machine at a Walgreens pharmacy. If you can believe it, that is a nasty virus. This ended just like that other one did.
I don't think it was the first card I had, but it's the first one I remember a story with. I think the Unhappy Maiden. What it does is when it gets destroyed, it ends the battle phase, right? But you must just imagine I'm like this 80-year-old kid in Germany who doesn't understand English, and he has an English card in his hand. And he goes to an adult to try and translate it, and they don't understand the mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh! So they tell me that this means it's a draw because there's no more battles going on, right? So it must be a draw.
Oh my god.
So we thought if this card gets destroyed,
it was broken.
If the card is destroyed, it's just a draw. So everybody had it in their deck, and as soon as they were losing, they were just setting the Unhappy Maiden. It worked. It's amazing.
That's so fucking funny. I had a player who had like, what was it? It was like TGM1X or something. One of the TGs that's just like a bunch of letters and numbers, and it was Japanese printing. Yeah, I got a vending machine Jaugen. I still own it. I play it in last turn in paper. I think I've won a local with my first card I've ever played. It feels good. But anyway. He told us that it boosts a monster's attack by 5,000, and we were none the wiser. Flashy is being taken out by Raven's anger.
Good.
No, that's another Chaos Control deck.
I would rather have this than Reasoning Gate. I don't care. It's also I don't actually hate Treble. I've actually started to really enjoy the mirror specifically. I think it's actually really fun.
Yeah, but this format, you know.
I understand. I'm just saying Turbo.
It's okay.
Turbo gets a bit of a bad rap.
A good deck. Turbo can still be a good deck.
No, I'm fine with talking Turbo in regular builds as well. Deck. I feel like Turbo gets a bit of a bad rap. It's actually a really
boring.
It's a really fun deck.
I get bored.
I really like it.
I don't want to watch it. I don't like watching it. The people don't want to watch it. I would like to watch Done Deal versus Evil for life.
But if we had a poll in chat about Reasoning Gate or Turbo, what do you think people would prefer? Like, would they rather watch Reasoning Gate or Turbo?
I like watching Reasoning Gate go off.
You do. But that's why I'm asking about the poll, because
once in a while.
Whatever.
All right. Do you want me? I'm putting up a poll. We're putting up a poll.
Sure.
How do I do this?
I have no idea.
That's the thing I can do. Okay, here we go. Start a poll. Okay. Reasoning, gate, or turbo.
So I'm going into Infusion's cap against Natural Selector because I haven't seen Natural Selector yet, and I want to have as many.
Which card? Which deck would you rather see all over the goddamn place? I already know how this poll is going to end. Oh, nope. First vote's RTT.
The power of my... What is that? Stick tomato? What?
Stick? What are you looking at
What
right
is
now?
a stick tomato?
What is it? Probably a mystic tomato?
Oh, right.
Power of Mystic Tomato. Oh my god. My stick tomato.
That is what it says. That is what it says.
Oh my god. The power of my stick tomato. Oh Jesus. I want you to know this poll is neck and neck right now. After 6 votes, we are dead even.
Just so you know, we're in Infusion's cap versus sticking with tomatoes, so we gotta...
We have my stick tomato. Where did you see this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm in the match Infusion's cap against the power of my stick tomato.
Oh, you're watching Infusions? Oh.
Yeah, because
I'm watching Done Deal versus Scrub.
Well, then come over.
All right, I'm coming.
Because we haven't seen
all right.
We haven't seen this player before. I want to have as many different people on stream as possible. So let's go.
Oh, it's called the user's name is the power of my stick tomato.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, so I have to make like an alt account, just call it stick tomato.
And you're his. You don't want to know about stick tomato, bro. I don't. I do. I would like to know about your stick tomato. I do.
Okay.
I am curious. What is your stick tomato?
Do you think
what is a stick tomato?
I don't know. Like I just felt
that
maybe
Sophie's Choice kind of poll, says Rapid.
I thought that maybe a stick tomato would be something like a tomato that has very wooden branches, you know?
I like that. I like that. I would like to say that we're at 8 votes and it's still basically dead even. Okay, we've been bounced out. Okay, it's still even. What I'm concluding is that Reasoning Gate Turbo and Chaos Turbo should coexist in the format.
So my takeaway is that half of chat is wrong.
And half of chat is choosing Reasoning Gate Turbo. Exactly.
As the worst deck, exactly.
No, as the best deck. As the best deck. I wish I could vote. I wish I had a vote in my own poll. I wish I could vote 5 times in my own poll.
American felon.
For Chaos Turbo 1 time. Not as bad as what's actually happening. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
That was the joke. I'm sorry. That was the joke.
No, you know what? There's some absolute election fuckery occurring. That's all I'm saying.
JDZ told me not to get into any politics. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
God damn it.
You want to do the stream again, right? Puy, you want to host the stream? You want to have another stream?
Listen. I've got 3 words, okay? Not to be political, but please help us. Okay? Please help us.
That is not political, by the way.
Please help me. 5 words. I'm scared. Please help me.
Okay, let's help each other. Okay.
All right. Let's get back into this. Is your chat box using the previous stream? Yo, Reasoning Gate's winning. Reasoning Gate is winning now.
So what was the question? Like, is Reasoning Gate winning? Does it mean that it's the worst or the better one?
It means it's the better one.
Okay, chat is wrong.
Chat is right. You're just nitpicking and biased. Janjo, I don't quite understand your question. Is your chat box using the previous stream? It should be using the current stream.
It might not be because I didn't actually update. I didn't update the thing.
Grumple.
If you give me the new
Grumple.
One, come on, I'm doing this on the fly. I'm doing this the first time.
I'm just busting your stick tomatoes. Hold on a sec.
Give me
Here you
the
go.
new link.
There's the new stream link.
No, I don't need the stream link. I need the chat link.
The chat. Oh yeah, right. Okay, so we gotta bump out the chat, pop out chat, and then copy this. There you go.
But thanks for picking that up, by the way. That is
Janjo, good catch. Thank you very much. Soul Absorption.
Hold on, tomato. That's the one that always.
Every time a cards is banished, gain 500. I had someone recently. It was.
Okay, I think this.
Yeah, this. Oh my God! Wait, GoFormex says this is Puy's channel. Say what you want.
Oh, that is amazing. Okay.
Oh my. Okay, that's great. Okay, I get to say some nasty things right now.
The problem is that I do want to say a lot of stuff, but on the other hand, I know that like people, like in the community.
Yeah, I can still. You could still upset people.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't want to. Like I don't want to be. I don't want to burn bridges without having to. You know. And
you're
especially
right
now, I'm just saying, I'm looking for a team for War League. I'm not going to burn any bridges that haven't been built yet.
Understood. All right. Well, I'm gonna say some things. Okay. Donald Trump is a criminal, not a president. Donald Trump needs to go to jail.
Right. I would have a counterpoint. I would have a counterpoint. He's both. Well, he was both. Let's put it that way.
That's true. He was criminal.
I did it anyway.
Well.
I specifically said I wouldn't do it, and I did it anyway. I'm bad. I'm just bad at being me.
You're bad at being you?
Yeah, I put a rule up for myself. I'm saying to myself I shouldn't do it, and the first chance I get, I do it anyway.
Opened this Sinister Serpent can. This is the Sinister Serpent popping out of the can. You opened it. You opened it. You know the can of worms prank, and it pops out in your face? The worm is Sinister Serpent, and the Sinister Serpent says, "What is your opinion on the American election?"
Okay, so
Sleepyhead Fancy Diesel finally has awoken. Good morning, princess. Hello. How are you doing?
Please show us. Actually, I would like to see Fancy's list. Like, which list did you sign up for today? I would like to see that and pull that one up on
Fancy, can I show off your list? Is that okay? Or do you want to save it? Because you might want to save it for another event now.
I mean, he kind of lost the privilege because he overslept.
I kind of want to preserve his dignity with it, at least if he has his permission. At least with his permission, you know. I don't want to release the classified documents.
Sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
I just want you to know the poll is still even. RGT pulling ahead even after 20 votes. I'm ending the poll. Right there. 50,
wait, you're ending the poll but because you're ahead.
No, I'm not ahead.
Puy, are you doing
10 people.
Okay.
10 people said RGT is better. 10 people said CT is better. It can't get better than that.
So you're doing a
close... Can Puy say bunghole here? I can say bunghole penis anus as much as I want.
So Puy is doing a close the polls moment here. I'm just signing it.
All right. I got another poll for you
Not political.
It's not a political poll. It is a innocent poll. And by innocent I mean filthy. Here we go. Here's my new poll for you guys. JDZ, I hope you're here for this one. Which? Important poll. Okay,
what's the new poll? What's the new one?
It's which? Bunghole or penis anus?
I feel like they kind of elevate each other by being combined.
Exactly. They do. But you have to pick. Okay, Fancy Diesel says I can leak. So, Fancy, can you send me the list, please?
So you were never able to leak it?
Madcap, we have decided Lighten the Load is a single effect. It's a single effect. You cannot interrupt it.
That is a bit heavy, but...
We are currently at 5 votes for bunghole. We are now at 5 for bunghole, 2 for penis anus.
So... What I like... Oh, we see the Mega Fiend. We see the Mega Fiend.
Fiend Mega Cyber! Holy... This dude is cooking! This is cook! This is absolute beauty. Where are we in the tournament that this is still working?
Let me check. I think we're in the loser bracket. It's not that far ahead, but we are... This is match 65. I have no idea what point we're at. I think this is like top 16,
65? 60... Oh, that's like low Dogtown.
Yeah.
Where is 65? It's a bit of it up into Dogtown, actually. Winner of this plays Alvarado. Yeah. Winner of that plays Rabid. This has been nothing but usual suspects in this top, but that's okay because they're playing good decks and they're good players. It's deserved.
Yeah.
Lighten the Load is not a cost. Leak the load. Okay, let's see. Did Fancy share with me the torrent deck? He did not yet. When is the single drop? Actually, I have another single coming out soon that is not this song, but this song will be written eventually, unfortunately. Wait, my band was not happy to hear that.
So what kind of music do you make?
It's like if you took Metallica, every post-hardcore song from 2007 and 100 gecs, and you made them make love.
I like 2 of those.
Together? Which ones?
The post-hardcore and 100 gecs.
100 gecs. Well, yeah, that's basically the vibe. And then if you Metallica's kind of that driving, and they're kind of doing like that, and it's good. I like my music. I think you guys should listen to my music. I'm a fan. And I write about a lot of personal stuff. Fancy Diesel, though, gave me the deck list. He is playing Whale Warrior.
Just give me the link. I can pull it up on stream.
I'm going to. I just opened it.
But you're already telling us what it is, and we can't see it.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? Yeah. It's Whale Warrior. I'm quite a fan.
Well, I can. Okay, this is a little blurry, but you can see it. There's Bottomless in the main, so Bottomless stock is way up. I'm telling you, DD Survivor is
way up. And I think people will figure it out eventually. I think there will be like DD Survivor, Bottomless, Whale Warrior will be a thing.
That will be funny.
Do you think it's safe for me to say I'll be available by 7? We're moving along so nicely here.
I don't know what time it is for you right now, so I have no idea.
It is currently 2:19 p.m. EST, aka 14:19.
Thank you. I have no idea.
Riku Normie says poll is like choosing between 2 goats. Only knowers know. It's true. It's true. Knowers. Currently, people are not choosing me. I'm a little upset, but I'm not that upset. Everyone wins when we pick bunghole or penis anus. It's a double bind. It's fantastic the extent to which I don't even know what's going on in this match anymore. We should probably get back with it.
Yeah, we've just been on a tangent, and then we put a tangent on top of the tangent.
And I think it's a good stream content because people can see with their eyes what's going on. People know. I will say this Abyss Soldier is absolutely going to cook here. Okay, we have the Abyss Soldier with the Regeki break. We are taking out the back row. If we can get rid of the right back row, game's over.
I am making an executive decision right now. Serpent is not making it to the next tournament.
I think Serpent to next tournament, I say maybe not. But Serpent to next ban list, I think that's correct. I think Serpent is probably going to be... That's a whale of a deck, says Janjo Zone. But I don't have the sound effects. But he says needs more crab good deck. It's because it's playing Abyss Soldier.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't get the first layer. I get why you would say for Abyss, but why a whale of a deck? What does that mean?
A whale of a because it's like a huge, it's a big grand thing. Okay. Whale of a deck. It's not a very common expression. I wouldn't blame you for not knowing. But I do agree that Sinister Serpent probably needs to be on the first ban poll. It does too much for the control players and the whale players and everything in between. So I think it's got to go, personally. I think the data will reveal the same. So for folks who don't know what the plan is, right? After a tournament like this, we're going to look at the top 8 and we're going to see which cards are all over the place.
Wait, why did they put it to Brave? Oh, they
scrub top 8. Oh,
wait, it's a return deck. Let's see what this is. Let's actually look at this. This is just Chaos Turbo Return.
This deck is insane.
But Chaos Turbo Return with this though? Like why do you play this with Return? Because Return just halves
Fiend
anyway.
Mega Cyber.
But this doesn't make sense because you're halving your HP anyway. You don't care about your HP.
Correct. I don't know what he's doing.
There must be something else to it. Maybe there's like Prima and stuff in here.
Stein is my only guess.
Oh, that's.
He did not hit the right card. He did not hit the right card there.
I mean, Stein is something, but I think
since he bounced the return, however, he's not dead.
I'm sorry.
But he would be so dead.
No, never. Because return cannot be chained now, so there's not actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, return is in hand. You can't chain it here, so.
One more tourney in Abyss format. I'll actually try to cook something. I think that'd be good.
I want to see.
It's likely there will be more tournaments of Abyss format, but we will be changing and restructuring soon.
I want to see Magic Cylinder here.
Magic, I'd be so happy. Wes Trills says, no one in the chat can understand what is going on as Yu-Gi-Oh! Players cannot read the cards. You need to be told what is happening. Okay, well, in that case, I'll tell you that this monkey is attacking Mr. Skeleton over here. I also can't read the cards, you forget. I am also a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. But I believe it seems that the Mr. Skeleton does not die here, and the power of my stick tomato is stopped in his tracks.
Stop. So if Fusion's Cap has to do something now because return, we know about return being set and Sorcerer can out replay. So something has to do stuff. You have to stop the return somehow.
We have another take. Ziki says, in my opinion, if it was a cost, it would say shuffle a monster to draw a card. Instead, it says shuffle a monster, then draw a card. The then keyword is also used in Graceful Charity. That's a very good take.
But it's
Riley Killen says, Blaha chart. Henry loves you, and he wants to give you a big kiss. Mwah. Thank you. Please go on, Grumble. My apologies.
It's also used in the Cyberjar text, though. The Cyberjar text on Torrent, ruling on Torrent is still kind of fishy because of it.
No, we got rid of that ruling.
No, I know. I knew that for a while. But I like it was literally just...
No one told me!
I know, it was literally just active for Worlds. I think it was literally X'd like the day after.
And they didn't want to make a big announcement that they got rid. That's horrible. I'm so glad they did, though. That was one of the dumbest things we've done. That made me so angry.
It made burn weaker, which is a good thing in my opinion. But I'm also kind of a Cyberjar fan. I think it's underplayed.
I love Cyberjar. I think the card's awesome. I think the card's especially awesome when D-Gen decks can't just kill with it. That's when it gets interesting. But that's also the bad side. Like, that's a deck where Cyberjar gets rough. With, like, Cyberjar Go Control with the 3 Solemn, I've been loving that. My Ron control deck, I think that deck's sick. That deck is still playable, by the way, in this format. Like, very playable.
You know my take on Ron, and it's just that I feel like it's empty jar without a win con. It feels like it just doesn't do anything. And
it has a tendency to resemble that, but the Ron control is pretty solid. Here comes return. But none of these... Oh, is Sork summonable here?
Yes, I think so, right? Because, yeah, we banished Kaiku and TD in the first place. I think maybe that happened before we joined.
This is rough for Infusion's Cap. Oh my god! Oh my god! Hold on now.
And okay, people who don't know, Bottomless is AoE. Bottomless doesn't target; it hits everything.
Hold on. Wait a sec.
Prio, I know Prio. I don't care. What?
Does Stick Tomato know?
What do you mean the AoE?
Hold on.
They don't.
On who? All of them get fucked.
At the same time. Yeah, Bottomless doesn't target.
That is the best S. It is an S.
You can
everything but Bazoo.
You can
everything
use Bottomless.
But Bazoo. Gone.
You can use Bottomless on Dragoon. If you haven't know that. If you didn't know that, yeah.
Really?
You can use it. Yes, you can. Because
okay, so now that he's resolving, I wanted to see if he was using Prio. Okay, let's talk about it. Bottomless fucking trap hole. So good in this format now.
Stock is way up.
So, Mr. Cookies has been asking what cards are big stonks with the new rules. Bottomless trap hole, big one. Wang Hu, big one. Abyss Soldier is massive. We got a new deck called Crabs. It's using Crab Turtle combined with Manju and Senju combined with Lighten the Load, and that uses Abyss as well. Great deck. Stonks. Chaos Control is big. All right. Apparently, GK is doing good. Zombie Drain, good deck. So those are all the cool stuff we've seen so far that's really making a big impact. Reasoning Gate is making a big impact. Machine Aggro has been used, but not to great results so far. Last night, we had a Machine Gate deck getting third in our mini tournament, which was really nice. So this format's really cool. It's like a nice baseline, but still a good shakeup. And we've got Clickety Cat Cat. It says, hey, Puy, Karam is here. Let's go, Patrick. Who's Patrick? Which one of these players is Patrick? But also, Aaron, good to see you. Hello. There is a GK deck.
Yes, I think JJ Stokes is on it.
And then Anthony says he didn't banish and neither player asked for priority, taking advantage of the weaker, experienced player. That's why I said we can't say anything. Ron, Wiztrill says, what does Ron mean? Ron Control is a deck based off of using Cyberjar and Book of Taiyu, but instead of doing Empty Jar OTK, the rest of the deck resembles Chaos Turbo. So you are spamming the board, and you are trying to kill them OTK, or you're trying to deck them out, or it also plays one copy of Heavy Slump, so you can Heavy Slump them. On who? Famous last words. All. I was talking about this last night. Sometimes you just have to say all. That was the best bottomless trap hole I've ever seen, though. That was beautiful.
Yeah. I gotta step out real quick. I'll be right back. You can just...
You're gonna step out? Go ahead. Is it food time?
No, I'll just be right back.
Oh, no worries about it. Okay, folks, let's field some questions. See, Patrick, you're a madman. Are we talking about Patrick Zero? Or Infusion's cap? Damn, no prio. Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough no prio moment. I really thought that they were going to. But I guess that is not one of the powers of Stick Tomato. I'm going to go ahead. Okay, Raven's Anger is our first player in Winners Finals. So congratulations to Raven's Anger. Big congratulations. I believe you have just secured yourself a copy of Trap Dust Shoot or Metamorphosis and a shot at the $10 Dueling Book donation code. To my knowledge, you were not subscribed to me, so the $50 is not on the table, but there's still some lovely prizes to be had. Meanwhile, Infusion's cap is going to summon the Spirit Reaper. Let's see if it gets stopped or if that free discard is happening. It is Scapegoat. Okay. Okay, so Patrick is Infusion's cap. Duly noted. I'm a big Patrick fan. He's a nice guy. And yeah, he's been making some good stuff. I've thought about it. Maybe GK is at a better spot as GKs won't be walled by opponent spies. You're not the first person to say that, Wiztrails. It actually so happens that despite Spy being Gravekeeper's best tool, it is also their worst enemy. Because the 2500 defense, it will transfer over to the other spies. So now they can be perfectly aggressive. They hit through Tomato nicely, and they hit through Goats very nicely as well. So I think Gravekeepers are in a fine spot. And Spy is kind of like a power card you have at the end. I think it's perfectly possible. Let's see what Stick Tomato is going to be doing now. I have to be honest, as much as I am a Patrick fan, I think Stick Tomato moving on would be pretty sweet. I don't know which of these players has the cojongas to battle against Alvarado and live to tell the tale. We will have to see.
I am back.
There goes Dust Tornado. Hello, Grumple. Welcome back.
What did we see? Anything happen?
So far, we had a Reaper try to attack for a discard, failed, got blocked, Breaker on the Dust Tornado, and Smashing Ground on the Reaper. So Stick Tomato has taken this game back in a big way, I'd say. We also discussed the fact that Gravekeeper Spy being limited is probably better for Gravekeepers than it is bad for Gravekeepers.
Is it?
Yeah, so you still get one Spy, which obviously it's your best card, but most of the Gravekeeper's monsters really effectively plow through most defense, except Spy.
But the Assailant does. The Assailant beats it.
Oh, yeah, but you have to have Necro Valley.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas just having Spear Soldier is good.
So you've played Gravekeeper. You played Gravekeeper Warrior in the past, right? So is the approach just to max out in Sasuke's?
Honestly, that if I were to play it again today, I'd play 2 or 3 Sasuke. Yeah.
Okay.
I think me adding a Sasuke was something I did that Fusion didn't do, and it was why I won the day. So yeah. Because I know for a fact that at least once I was playing against Lucas Gustafson, and he was low on cards. He had a face-up defense position, Dark Mimic level 3 that had its effect active. So if I killed it, it's a pot of greed. I just went Sasuke. Mr. Cookie says, is Bottomless Trap Hole stonks right now because everyone is on Wang Hu or Whale? Yes. And Sork has to be played face up. And Bazoo has been everywhere. Return, Dimension Fusion. It also works on Dimension Fusion. All of them will be gone like we saw with the Return. And Reasoning Gate does not like Bottomless either. So there's a lot of spots where Bottomless is very effective. Decks that otherwise wouldn't be affected by Bottomless are in this format. In a way that, yeah, there it is. Again, speak of the devil. It's Gonzo. But in this particular spot, banishing that Bazoo is a little dangerous because this is a deck that can bring it back.
So what I'm specifically interested in is seeing how this actually evolves, because that's why I want to see multiple tournaments on the same ban list. How do people adapt to this? How do people adapt to seeing bottomless?
That's exactly it. That's why we can't make the change. Yeah, I want to see people take a look at this data and see what they choose to do based off of this. I'm right there with you.
Because how do you beat this? Like, do you just try and go under it? Like, that's become important that your monster isn't 1500? Is that a thing?
I am still of the take that there is an aggro deck that mains Wang Hu and Bottomless and shreds people. Because how do you get past both of those cards at once?
And maybe even with Stumbling, right? Because Stumbling disrupts Prio anyway, so bottomless becomes way better.
Yep. Yeah, honestly. And then you get the Dream Clown.
Why is Apoptosis not playing, or is he?
Apoptosis, take notes if you're watching. Any reason you didn't cripple Economics FTK, but did so to Empty Jar and Library? Madcap, if someone wanted to play the gun on one copy of Giant Trunade and some decrees, and they couldn't use the jar variant of the deck, I say go ahead. I say go ahead on that. It could work, and if it does work, that's great. If it doesn't work, that's what I expected to happen. I don't think it's that good.
Okay, so
if someone wants to give it a go, I welcome you.
I'm going to disagree here and say if it does work, that's not good. I think if it does work, then that's something that we have to axe.
If it works continuously, then we actually have to axe it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's fringe. I think it's B tier, maybe C tier. I'm going to end the poll. We have 70% of players saying bunghole, 30% penis anus. I think that's a valid response.
Yeah. Honestly, good choice.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Somehow bunghole, even though this doesn't make mathematical sense, bunghole is 69%. So that's nice. That's really nice. 69 and 30 does not make 100%, but that is very nice indeed. And then WizTroll says, I think they watched Mr. Big Noodle bottomless tech. Mr. Big Noodle has been the bottomless evangelist for so long.
And I'm going to say he is wrong, at least in regular GOAT format. Bottomless.
I agree. Yeah, to answer Mr. Cookies.
Especially in that deck, if you're playing Book of Life, you need Sakuretsu over bottomless because you want to have monsters in the grave so you can actually use that card. Bottomless in that deck is wrong.
Well,
I'm sorry. It's
to be fair, wait, hold on. Does Zombies in Edison use Book of Life?
I have no idea.
No, right? I don't think so. Never mind. Yeah, so bottomless, I don't actually think is good in standard goats.
I sometimes played it in the main deck in my clap variants because I felt like Sakuretsu, at least against the turbo matchup, bottomless is a bit better than Sakuretsu because you can take out a sorcerer as it comes down and you don't have to wait for them to attack, and you can also get rid of breaker in theory. But like overall, the card is still worse because against turbo you don't really want that card in your deck, so I guess you're siding it out. Then why are you preparing for a deck that you don't want it in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tsuk resets the snatch. We're taking out the ghost.
That's a nice thievery, but Infusion's Cap is certainly behind in cards here. I just want to go ahead and address some things. For starters, Clickety Clack Kitty Cat, aka Karam, aka Aaron, says this was a nuts bottomless. Infusion's Cap is an Atlanta staple, as well as Raven's Anger, also an Atlanta player. Him and Infusion's Cap are teammates.
Ooh.
So those teammates are putting in some work on this bracket. Congratulations. And just a big shout out to the Atlanta folks. It was a fun event.
So have they played online before? Because I'm curious if like does this attract people who haven't played online?
I've seen Infusion's Cap. Infusion's Cap before, but not Raven's Anger. Maybe I have. We'll have to check here. Actually, there's a really easy way to check this. Hold on.
And how do you check it?
Format library.
Oh, yeah. Do you have to have the premium stuff to check that directly? Because
Raven's Anger appears not to have ever topped a tournament, at least.
Okay.
That format library was
checking on. So. Top doesn't mean that you haven't played.
That's true. So we'll see. And then also asked, Flashy said, just curious why you guys don't ban pot if you wanted to make it a less sacky format.
Well, because you're going to ban reasoning, because I'm never going to let you top again with that bullshit. I'm sorry.
That's the answer. That's true. That's the answer. No, to answer that question, we don't want to make the format entirely less sacky. We want to get rid of the sacks that disable you from playing. We want to get rid of the sacks that make the game a complete non-game. We want players to have a chance to feel powerful. We do not want to disempower players. We got rid of the cards that disempower players.
We want to disempower some players, namely Reasoning Gate players.
Yes. That's why we got rid of Trunade. But to put it in the simplest of terms, a bad player who activates Pot of Greed can squander both of those cards, and it's like they never activated the pot. A good player who has their cards taken away by a turn 1 duel is just can't play past that. You just don't have those cards anymore.
Well, it depends.
Drawing a duo late game is kind of ass. Drawing a pot late game is a good comeback mechanic. So one of the cards is fundamentally has way more of a chance of being fun. being with Goat Format's identity, and it keeps Faith as a relevant flip, which I think, at least for now, I wanted to keep the format similar. I wanted to get rid of the stuff that was just downright unpleasant. And I think someone having Pot of Greed off the top of the deck when they were about to die is only mildly unpleasant. I think most of the time that card is a feel good when you have it, more than it's a feel bad when you don't.
I also think that Duo specifically works better for Turbo than Todd would. Well, Turbo always does better with the Trinity pieces because they can recycle them. But specifically Duo, they are more resistant to that card than any other deck in the format. If we're discounting the Noodle
Warrior
deck.
Warrior was abusing Dust Shoot and Duo.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's kind of part of it. Okay, so we see big return.
He is building up the entire field.
The Bazooks.
Do we have removal for one of the goats? Oh yeah, so that's lethal. That's lethal. Let me see how many banishes. 1, 2.
That's
4, so 2. You can only get them up to.
You get 4/4.
40. How, you already calculated it?
Yeah, because you have 2/2 on Bazoo and Fiend Cyber, and the other 3 are required for the goats.
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
I often am. But maybe
Raven's Anger is James Hames. Oh, the legendary James Hames. Okay, that makes sense.
I want to see a ceasefire.
I would like to see a ceasefire here. Not that I want Infusion's cap out, but we are ceasefire fans here on the broadcast. Casino Boy says, couldn't Stein Monarch be really strong here without Dust Shoots? Absolutely. We think Stein Monarch is a great pick. Ceasefire now.
And
see, I got political there. Ceasefire now. I guess not.
Yeah, you did. What I wanted to say is that the Monarch decks are maybe even a reason to kick Reasoning out, but not Monster Gate, because I've been theorizing about a deck
I think Monster Gate without Reasoning is an interesting deck. I think that's interesting.
I've been theorizing about a deck where you play Monster Gate with Soul Exchange, a bunch of like blowback dragons and stuff like that. But the problem is, whenever I build it, it's just a worse Reasoning Gate.
I wanted to build a Go Control deck that's just playing Demock and just Air Knight and Demock, and it's just like a super value grindy deck.
Okay, but have you tried not playing Air Knight because that card is bad?
I think Air Knight's good in this current format.
Are you talking about regular goats or M-goats?
I'm talking about modified goats. I'm talking about modified goats. I
still think Zaborg is superior, but it has its value now that Spy isn't only.
It gets over Tomato. It gets over all the 1800s.
And
Blade Knight is less common. Spy is not in the format.
This game, we need a Mirror Force. We do have a Mirror
Force. There's a Mirror Force. And there's Solemn Judgment. It's over. All right, we're going to game 3. This has been a great match. Not Dan L88 says, why are Wall of Revealing Light and Last Turn still legal? The answer to that question is, 1, we almost put Last Turn to 3. 2, did you see anyone play Last Turn today? 3, if you saw someone play Last Turn today, how much would you really care? Honestly, I think it's fine. If Last Turbo has a day in the sun, or last Turn has a day in the sun, that's fine by me.
Not for me, because in my opinion, that's the same thing that we're talking about, where it just hampers the other player. Like it just stops play. It doesn't let people play. And I think that's one of those decks. I think it's one of those decks that don't deserve to be viable. But
the thing is that the chance of that's why we kept Last Turn at 2, because Last Turn having the Jiaoyan Wall Last Turn on turn 1, yeah, that's not a game. But everything else Last Turn is doing, I find that to be a format check, because Last Turn, right, if you can get rid of Floodgates, you can beat it. If you can get stop trap cards, you can beat it. If you have a Book of Moon, you can beat it. If you have a Serpent or an Assailant or a Sangan, you beat it. There's plenty of ways to beat Last Turn. So if you don't have one of those, get shit on. It's a really bad deck. It's like a really bad deck.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but the thing is, if you're actually playing against it, you're actually just checking if you're drawing those cards or not. So there's not actually, for your opponent, there's no game to be had for your opponent. I get what you
That's why we made a format with extra card draw, and we made Abyss good. So you can just remove their Floodgates. I even tried to play Last Turn, and Abyss kind of just plows through it, unless they play Drain. I think maybe like the Pestilence style Last Turn, if that deck is played by anyone besides Pestilence, I'm scared.
Who is Pestilence?
Pestilence 386 is a Last Turn stand. He has been playing it in paper in Detroit. He's been playing it in our online events. My last turn deck that I played for Worlds was based off of him, except I suck at it, and he is quite good. But basically, the deck is it's like what happens if you take Drain Burn, and instead of Burn, the win con is last turn.
So
it's awesome. I love it. It's disgusting. I think a certain amount of degen belongs in a format. And I think that some of that degen can be alt-win once in a while.
I hate it.
There was a time when reasoning existed before Monstergate, a chunk of formats even. That sounds hilarious. That sounds bad.
Infusion Cap just showing his skill by drawing Pot into Charity and also using all of those things in his draw phase. I don't think I could do that.
What's even going on in this? Oh my god. We got the Pot Charity, discard, Pot, Tomato, Serpent, and then go Thunder Dragon. That is quite a start for the Cap.
Yeah.
Captain Infusion Center.
Okay, sure. I can't keep up.
I am just saying nonsense. I am so sorry.
My brain is hurting.
Grumple, what time is it for you? Is it like 8:44 at night?
Yes.
Oh my god, you poor man. I'm so sorry.
8:44 is not that late. That's fine. I think we're at a good pace. We're going to finish this quickly enough.
Oh, we're playing at a great pace. I'm feeling fantastic. Yeah. We already have our top 8 is, I think, all but solidified here. We got JJ Stokes, Flashy, Rabbit, Evil for Life. All these folks are getting up there. Surprise, Solemn wasn't hit. Solemn is definitely on the board to be hit.
I think Solemn isn't that great.
Not yet.
I'm saying it.
That too.
I'm saying it. Okay, so top 8 actually has 2 slots left to be filled.
And we're dogging it to find out who.
Yeah. Moth. Oh,
God. So we got Raven's Anger versus Don't Copy for winners finals.
So Graceful gets recycled.
Oh, God.
Yeah, if you're Stick Tomato, you'd really hate to see this. This doesn't feel good.
I gotta be honest. I kind of feel like I'm putting my foot down my throat right now. This is like, okay, this is the only time where it's like, okay, Pot Grace really strong. Yeah, you couldn't answer the faith and they get to do it again. That's the one time where it's like awful. But
I think there's a big difference between cards becoming unhealthy in combination than just the card itself being unhealthy. Right?
I agree.
Because Duo and Shoot just work by themselves.
Yeah.
And also if Duo was recycled by Moth, that would also be awful. So
I think that'd be horrid. Also, Cap can still squander this completely.
Are you sure about that?
Absolute garbage.
Are you sure
Theoretically,
about that?
It's theoretical.
I feel like I could train a rabbit right now and he would win it.
If you have Night Assailant, Serpent, Despair from the Dark, Thunder Dragon, you can get around Duo. Yeah, that's the point, though, is that there was one deck that is playing most of those cards, and it's too good. It's too good because it gets around Duo. It's too good. I think Duo.
Can we maybe we can find a charity? Maybe we actually have a charity in hand, and we were just waiting for this moment. Because the moment that happens,
that'd be nice.
The moment that happens, it's a game again.
That's a new game. That's a new game right there. Doesn't Cap play Solemn, or did we see?
I don't think so.
Stick Tomato. Stick Tomato play Solemn.
Oh,
Mega Cyber! Let's go!
I wish there were better level 6 fusions, because that could be a really neat way to abuse meta. But I feel like the level 5 fusions are kind of superior almost. I really like Bolter.
Meta summon King Ojama in defense mode. Yes. Lock out the board.
Yes, and then you exactly that. I think I actually brought that up at some point. And then you can block the last 2 slots with anything. Like there's this continuous step, the
ground collapse.
Exactly, you just do that and it's game over.
I want to build a deck that goes
also,
ground
actually,
collapse.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Okay, let's say it's regular goals. Your opponent T-sets. You attack into. You let them do whatever they summon. Like they flip spy, and then now it's 2.
That's just it. That's it. Being Mega Cyber.
That's it.
That's amazing. But you have to be able to lock down tribute summons. You have to be able to lock down any removal for the
No,
King.
you don't, because Turbo doesn't have tribute summons outside of Thunder Dragon. You don't care about Thunder Dragon.
Oh, so you have to protect it from whatchamacallit? Rageki Break.
Rageki Break, and that's almost it, right? That's it.
That's excellent tech, though. You have a point.
I guess Ring as well. Ring as well. So just Decree. Decree does it. Decree does it. What does Turbo have to solve that doesn't get stopped by Decree?
Oh my god. Have we just answered Chaos Turbo with Fiend, Mega Cyber, and Decree?
Okay, I have to cook that up. I have to cook that up.
Please. There's Fiend Mega Cyber just has a way of like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If this becomes like the year of Fiend Mega Cyber, the way that no one because no one was taking Quish seriously. What's another card like Fiend Mega Cyber?
I feel like
Mystic Walk.
I feel like last year, at the second that Wavement won those 2 GGPs with Quish, I think people were already on it. I feel like people just didn't.
It was close, but it didn't get there. Like it's like Noodle is the Wavement of Fiend Mega Cyber, right? So now we need Mega Cyber to do something ridiculous, and someone okay, or he can just fucking die, or he can just fucking die.
Why are we playing this? Is that game? I'm too.
It's game.
I'm too lazy to calculate.
Game and a half. So we got 55 into 65, and then that's before we even count.
Big shout out to Stick Tomato. Honestly.
Why is Solemn not good? Wouldn't it be better with no Ring to Punish? It is still pretty good, but the aggressive decks... So the thing about Solemn is it actually wasn't played much until recently, if I'm not mistaken. It was mostly Warriors playing Solemn. Let's move on. Let's go watch Don't Copy versus James Hams. Raven's Anger.
Raven's Anger
puzzle. That's what it kind of sounds like. The Ravensburger puzzle?
Yep.
Oh, look. It's a Chaos Turbo Mirror. So, wait, hold on. We got a okay, because James Hams likes to
We got another Stick Tomato. We got Stick Tomatoes on both sides.
We got Stick Tomatoes, because Mystic Tomato is just basically what you replace Spy with, the same way that you had it in Bricklar Turbo. World Championship 2020. Ricklar 91 playing Mystic Tomato and Book in the Turbo deck, and it was good. It was good. So kind of just reverting to that is solid. He's playing Brain Control, and he's playing Zabork. And he's doing both of those in the main, which is kind of awesome.
Who is Rickler?
Raven's Anger. Okay. Yeah, James Hams.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty.
Is it, though? Because there's still a lot of cards in Don't Copy's hand. Like, yeah, the damage hurts.
It's true.
I feel like this is a spot where you usually... Oh, God. Okay. Let's get BLS for game. You know, if this was regular Goat, this is the moment where BLS just goes for 4-4 and...
But BLS just ends the game, and it's over. But here, there's still some chance for clapback, potentially. Now,
it's still going to be
something
tough.
I will say. We are watching Pot Charity do obnoxious things. And in some ways, that is just GOAT, but also Modified GOAT is supposed to be not just GOAT. So, to the people, I will tell you, I am watching Pot and Charity continue to be ridiculous. I am watching the Chaos Turbo Mirror is currently our top. I am listening. So there will be changes, and there will be more to come. There is plenty of spice. I think the gameplay patterns were still more enjoyable despite the modifications, but
I feel like
we're watching, we're noticing, and just like that, I
feel like there's one thing that could happen that would be kind of a fun interaction. I feel like if we allowed Nobleman of Crossout at 3, I think people would play less Nobleman. Because just the threat of having 3 would make people play less Turbo, and then people start dropping it from the main deck.
I freaking asked JDZ about Mega Cyber on my podcast, and he's like, nah. Okay, but I would also be like, nah, if I hadn't seen that deck. When I was playing Noodle's deck just to try it out, I took out Mega Cyber.
I did too.
But honestly, that string, it did well. It's a good deck. Noodle's deck is really good except for being Mega Cyber.
And Bottomless.
I'm sorry.
And Merchant to the side. And there's a few
well, you have to remove the stuff that he said you're supposed to remove.
Yeah. I'm not trying to just noodle here. Like, that's not my point. I'm saying that I think there's like some things in there
if you change the stuff that he told you to change, it's good. And then Mega Cyber is like the worst. I think because the thing is that Mega Cyber is like Cyber Dragon, and he was trying to do the Edison comparison, so he just wanted more summons. I kind of get it, but obviously isn't good. But if Mega Cyber has this combination you just described, that's pretty nasty.
Yeah, but now it's so specific though. Like, it only works if your opponent has Spy. It only works in that exact moment. And although that
have another normal summon.
Yeah, and although that is really cute, it barely works. And Yeah.
That's a double normal. Double normal. Double normal. Double normal. Okay, copy caught it.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is that... I forgot. That's okay.
I just want to say, I actually... Yeah, if Don't Copy wins this tournament, I'm going to have a bit of a problem. Don't Copy was like, I think I could win this tournament easily. I don't think it'll be worth my time. And here he is. And I think I might have to ban Pot of Greed. I think I might have to ban Pot of Greed.
I don't know. I feel like Pot of Greed is still kind of important.
I agree.
I just want... I think Morph might be the bigger problem because Pot of Greed, in my opinion, it just accelerates the game to an enjoyable pace. If we didn't have Pot, then Gold would have a very different flow to it that I wouldn't like. Like I don't want that to change.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I think that the pace of Goat format is very defined by the way we wait for Pot of Greed. We're playing around Faith. Yeah. But like, if that's all the tournaments end up being, like, if that's all that this ends up being, oh, we're saying all this, and that was just game one. So let's see what Raven's Anger. Let's see what Mr. Hames does on the clapback.
And also, there are other ways to combat that, right? Like, let's say we put Knock at 3. Like, that's already a nerf to Morph. So
that's big.
Like maybe that helps, right? Maybe that makes us better. I'm always a fan of just keeping more options around than just taking them away.
Knock at 3 makes the return decks way better too.
I have to show that, right? I have to show the thing.
Oh yeah, let's show off the return deck. Didn't you already?
No, I didn't.
Have we shown off? Well, I don't want to show that one off. I think it's bad. We shouldn't show that one off.
This one that I'm putting up?
Which one?
I pulled up the Lady Assailant of Flames.
Oh, not that one. Not that one. Please show that one. That one's awesome.
So this card, Lady Assailant of Flames, I was messing around with this in regular Goats again. You might find a pattern, like every single deck I'm showing you here, I kind of tried to mess around in regular Goats and it wasn't good enough, so I felt like maybe it has a chance. So this card is actually nutty. Look at the attack stat, 1500 on a flip. If that gets knocked and you return it, that is nasty. And the flip effect is also amazing. You banish the three top cards of your deck and deal 800 damage. The 800 damage are like kind of whatever, but getting to increase your banish pile, even if it doesn't get knocked.
It's like Raikou.
Especially after siding, when some people side out the knocks against return, you still have a way to get your banishes going. That's a really fun way, and without having to play BLS, you can go outside of the Chaos materials, so you don't have to play Deckle and Spy. Well, I guess Spy is unplayable in this anyway. It kind of just gives a way to play it, to play Return in a way that usually isn't played. Like, this isn't special, this is kind of just Return in a different way, but it's specifically like this card. This card is so nutty if it wasn't for all the other parameters in Gold that make it not as good as Spy and Deco.
But it's worth running. And so the other deck I was referring to, I'm not going to show it. Grumble, don't show it. All I will say is people are talking a lot about a lot of unfair decks, and no one has mentioned that without Duo and Dust Shoot, Exodia is pretty easy to assemble. That's all I'm going to say.
And I still think that is really bad because all the Exodia pieces in your hand are just dead weight for the entire game.
But I made a version that's decently playable.
Do you want me to show it?
I only ever saw Mega Cyber. No, we're not showing it. We're not showing it. I refuse. Yeah, they have to figure that one out themselves.
I'm showing
it. Oh, you fucking monster.
There it is.
I'm about to get flamed. I'm about to get flamed for this.
I'm saying it. It's not good. It is not good.
New ban list, ban don't copy. Honestly, I can see it. Although
that just comes back to what I've been saying in the beginning. Like, I don't want good players to lose. I want good players to win. I think that's a good thing.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that still.
Don't copy is a good player. I know that's shocking information to some, but the people in the know have known for a while.
Do you remember when people were like, if he was so good, he would have gotten his invite already?
I don't know.
People were, oh, you weren't here. People were on one. His first year, he kept getting sacked, like one match away from an invite over and over again. Okay, that's game. Beautiful. And people thought he was a bad player, and we're like, no, like he's really, really not. He just keeps getting sacked. And then the year after, he got 2 invites, and then this year he has like 6. And to all those people, I don't know what they were thinking. Because also, EP made top 4 of the War League our first season. Like, they all thought we were bad.
My problem with Don't Copy is that when we were both on Worst Gen, we were both arguing the entire time because every single take on the meta we've always had contradictory opinions, and half a year later, I would always just adopt his because he was right.
Yeah, and that's what's happening right now. Yeah, literally right now. It's painful. He's just a really smart guy. He's a really smart guy.
Don't Copy is the inventor of clap, by the way. I think I've said this before, but he invented clap like a year before it happened. Because when I started playing Return, he just looked at my list and he said, well, Return is the worst card in this deck. Why are you playing it? And he's right.
That's hilarious.
He's right.
That's so funny. It's funny how bad Chaos like Return is.
Is it?
It's good, but it's also horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I really like the deck, like just the, but I just like the blow
effect. I think one return is good. I think one return and you shove it through and people are like, oh god, what has happened here? But beyond that, like, what's it doing? Where's it at?
So to me, return is like the fairest version of a blowout deck that we have, because this big swing that you get with return is so huge and game ending and kind of unnecessarily strong, but it needs setup.
And works through Mirror Force.
But it
requires setup.
It needs setup. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like that feels fair, because you can interrupt it at the entire time. You see it build up. It's something that ticks in the background. Like, at what point do they get the resources to really blow it? And once they do, it feels earned. And that's why I really like the deck.
I feel that too.
Also, it's
Lady
just really
Assailant into Grand Maju. That's kind of base.
Go for it.
That's kind of base. Also, Madcap says Lady Assailant is really cool. So that terrifies me, because now you've got Madcap thinking about things.
Because, yeah, I've been thinking too. And we've seen JDZ on the Dimension Fusion burn, right?
Yeah.
I think you can piece it together from here. We can just play Deskoala and Lady Assailant of Flames.
Mm-hmm. I just noticed Grand Maju does not care what the type of the banished cards are. So Lady Assailant is great. Every Lady Assailant that activates is that's 900 or more attack for the Grand Maju, which that sounds like not a lot, but as soon as you do that twice and then you banish anything else, that's huge. That's a big monster that attacks under floodgates. Yeah. Lady Assailant, level 3 or 4?
4.
4. Okay. Unfortunate, but not a huge deal.
Probably talking about floodgates, right?
Yeah. Floodgates plus Grand Maju.
I guess it's like the exact point where every floodgates get hit it. It's at the exact point that every floodgate hits it. There we go. So it doesn't go under Messenger of Peace. It doesn't go under Gravity Bind or Area B. It's just exactly cut off. And there's like some cards that have those exact cutoff points where they would have been busted if they don't have them. My primary example for this is Sacred Crane. If Sacred Crane was a 1500, then Angel Crane would be busted. That's a +1 on every single Angel Crash. Sacred Crane.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be disgusting.
Yeah.
And you know what else? I actually do think it's important that Mudora was Earth.
Why?
Like, I don't know. I just think that would make Fairy kind of crazy. I've talked about this.
I mean, Earth Fairy
is nice.
Crazy.
It would make Fairy viable, actually.
Yeah. Okay, we probably have Chaos, right? There's no reason to do this.
Here comes another one.
Okay, so Puy, failed to find mechanic, clearly busted in motor codes. Are we changing that?
Huh?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Who asked that question?
Nope, nobody did.
You asked that? We're not getting rid of Failed to Find. Failed to Find is here to stay. We're not changing the rules.
I know.
We're just changing the cards.
I was just messing around. It's okay.
Bruh. We're banning Fail to Find now. We're banning, because there's only one card that doesn't fail to find.
Venus.
Enough, it's actually a fairy debuff. Yeah. It's Venus.
I know.
You know why? You know why, right?
Because you can't pay. It would be busted if you could pay yourself down.
Last turn. It's fucking last turn.
Yeah.
Oh.
I also just wish that Fairy was better. The problem is, I always say this, it has such a hard ceiling to itself. I don't know. Like, it's kind of okay, you can play it, but it's...
Oh my god.
Never going to be very great.
Oh my god.
Get out of here.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. We'll put Pod on the poll. Alright, congratulations to Don't Copy for making it into grand finals and proving that we're big voodoo dum-dums. Good job, buddy.
That increasing the amount of knocks and maybe banning Moth is a better way to go about it.
I think increasing knock could be solid, but I think that also just makes aggressive gameplay really high. Let's go over and check out Evil for Life versus Crops. That seems like it's going to be spicy. We got to dog it up, see who is making it to battle Don't Copy in the end. So Beast beats. Let's see.
Oh, that's Scrub for Life, right? Yep. There we go.
Yes. And we are coming in to see Beast Beats took game 1, but Scrub is taking a commanding lead in game 2. This is the good stuff.
Really,
this is what I like to see.
I wouldn't call this commanding. It's the same card count, lower HP. Yes, you have the sword
Oh,
on the
whoa.
field.
I looked away for a second. It kind of looked like Beast Beats had 3 cards to his 5. It's apparently even. Never mind. That is not commanding. It is a decent lead.
Speaking of commanding, now that Warrior isn't as reliant on having Blade Knights out and doesn't have the chaos requirements for BLS anymore, do you think Command Knight could be good?
Probably.
Don't you have anything more to say?
I think so.
No? Okay.
I forget what the card does. Let me take a look.
I think it's like 1200 attack.
Doesn't it? It doesn't synergize with Marauding Capturing,
it does
right?
the opposite
Like they kind of do the same thing.
It's the opposite of Marauding. Where it can't be attacked with another warrior. But the important part is that it buffs every warrior by 400. And itself is a warrior, so it's like technically it's a 1200 attack, but it's
a 1600. It's a 1600, and if you get multiple copies, it gets pretty crazy.
Yep.
It's fine. It's a fire monster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now that you don't have to adhere to the BLS requirements anymore, maybe something like that could creep in, or maybe like DD Assailant just becomes better.
She's pretty. I'll say that much too.
DD Assailant?
She kind of Command Knight. She looks regal.
Okay.
Are you not a fan of regal women?
No, I'm not.
Fair enough.
I'm not supposed to be
not
political.
For everyone.
Actually, does regal mean what I think it means? I thought regal is like a royalty thing, right?
Royalty, yeah.
Yeah, okay, then I don't like it.
Fair enough.
Not
they're well-mannered is my point. Okay, so Return did win the World Championship 2 years ago. That's correct. But if we look and we be honest with ourselves, Return is a good card, but like everything else that Return is doing is kind of what does it. Like when you play a Return deck, it's weird. You look at the deck and it looks bad, but when you play it enough, you're like, whoa, like this is crazy. Speaking of crazy, Sinister Serpent and Regeki break in zombies.
Sinister hitting Sinister, also very, very fitting.
Oh, that is crazy. Are we seeing Kaiku or are we seeing... No, we're just seeing a pure Kogi smack here.
We are at another point where Ring is game.
Yeah. But a lot of things could have been game on an open board.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what is in Beast Beat's hand here.
Serpent.
Besides Serpent. Is it a bunch of... Okay.
We don't know. I almost assume that
I think he was being
I almost think
that
this
since he didn't have it.
That the set is the Serpent.
Very possible.
Because I feel like every other monster would have been normal summoned for the big push.
Yeah.
Okay, now Zaborg. Zaborg onto the field, and that's it.
Borg it. Let's Borg it.
Show me the Borg.
Borg, the end.
Show me the Borg.
Okay, can you play Borg with these zombies, though? Is that too many tributes?
Depends on how deep you are into
Oh, that'll do it.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
It wasn't Serpent. It was a bad read.
Oh, no. Oh, how bricked up is he?
Quish.
Oh, God.
Quish.
Oh, God.
Show me
Oh,
Doriado.
God.
Doriado.
No, he's not playing. Oh, my God. So for those of you who don't know, this is the one reason why Quish Turbo sometimes sucks, is because you can get a hand like this. I don't think you're supposed to play, well, I guess, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to play 3 of the... No, yes, I do. Never mind. What am I talking about? Shut up, Puy. You don't even know what you're talking about with your own deck. So we're going to have Crops moving on versus JJ Stokes. On the other end, we have Alvarado versus Infusion's Cap.
Yeah. Which one do you want to see?
I think we go take a look at Alvarado, because we haven't seen him all day for more than half a second.
We did at the beginning.
Briefly, though, right? Wasn't it one game?
And he's already won the first one.
Makes sense.
It is Alvarado, after all.
Yes, indeed.
You can take Alvarado out of gold format, but you can't make him lose.
You can't take the goat format.
Doesn't make sense.
Don't.
Doesn't make sense, Puy.
Don't. Click Clack Kitty Set says, "Damn, tougher James. Ban, don't copy. Hashtag safe pot." That is not how you design a tournament, sir. Am I crooked? Am I corrupt? Am I evil?
Yes.
Yes, I am. Am I evil? I am a man. Yes, I am. Bow, 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 bow. Do any of you know this song? I feel like you guys are all of the age. Not you. We're babies. But everyone else. Are y'all old enough to know Am I Evil by Diamond Head? I love that song.
How
I'm
am
a big
I the
Diamond
baby?
Head fan.
What happened?
You're a baby. How old are you?
30.
Oh, okay. You're like you're not a baby.
I'm a middle-aged baby.
I'm a baby. Do you know Am I Evil?
No.
I think that cutoff for that one's like 40, unfortunately. It makes me feel
40.
Weird.
Oh, okay.
Makes me feel like I honestly like 45 at this point. Who knows Am I Evil? Da 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 da. And then we got Raigeki break on Stick Tomato. And summoning your own Stick Tomato. Here we go. Crashing on in.
Maybe that's going to be the next format. Like this, we're currently in Abyss format, and after this, a Stick Tomato format.
But we already are in Stick Tomato format. Stick Tomato works so well with
Abyss format.
Yeah, it works really well with Abyss format.
They just grow really well in Abyss.
Command Knight has top energy. Absolutely, no question. Do you think I wasn't thinking about that when I said I like her?
No, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
She's regal. She knows how to handle things.
Whatever. Get handled however you want. That's not my problem.
Welcome to the Puy stream, everyone. I hope you enjoy my Puy stream. Okay, Alvarado. Alvarado's really just on the smoker control. This is great.
I really think like we're doing a very good job of making people miss Fancy.
Yes, probably. How many combo decks were there? Very few. Very few. Mostly just one Reasoning Gate player on the top. That's it. Serp and RB are standard in zombies. That is
not true.
Not the zombie decks I've seen. Pingu Queen says, I'm so glad I discovered your channel through JDZ recently. Dope idea to switch up the ban list for some extra spice and creativity. Thank you so much, Pingu Queen. Much appreciated it. My channel is here to stay. I've got a couple of videos on the queue already. Ron Control Guide Part 2 is coming, as well as a deep dive into Stallburn. So stick around. And thanks so much again for 1,000. Let me just say this right now. To all of you watching, thank you so much. Really, really, really.
How many subscribers do you have?
I appreciate it. 1,030.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to brag with mine. I have 40. 40. Yeah.
Guys, go subscribe to Grumple.
Actually, don't do that because it's entirely in German. Like it's completely useless for all of you. Don't do that. It will be.
It's like ASMR for me.
Okay. And whatever. I don't even know what to respond
Andres. It's nice. It's just hear you explain stuff, talk about it. I love William Regal, says David Hume Goat format. And then Andres said, how is everything going? It's going great.
William Regal is the only Regal I respect.
Who is he?
He's a wrestler. Well, he used to be. Now he's like now he's like staff thingy, I guess. Like he does stuff behind the scenes.
English professional wrestler. All right, I appreciate it. Wrestlers are cool.
Some of them.
And then Sharp K. Sharp K, yes. If you book down Goblin Attack Force, it forgets to stay in defense. That is correct.
It's really stupid.
Yeah, but also how do they keep track of effects while things are in defense? Is the Yu-Gi-Oh logic. That's why your Fusilier gets big. That's why your Terror loses its equip.
Yeah.
If the card's face down, effects are out of town. That's my mnemonic. Okay, do you guys know the card Darkness Approaches?
I feel like I've seen it before at least. Isn't that the one where you discard and then you reveal some cards and that's it?
No, you discard 2 cards and you special summon a monster from your hand in face down attack position.
What's the point?
You can attack and they can't properly do damage calculation.
No, you can't attack because there's no attack.
Later.
Wait, that's the big question. Can it attack for 0?
Oh yeah.
Like, can it attack for 0?
Hold on. I'm looking up Darkness Approaches. We're gonna find this out.
Because that's curious. Like, can you actually attack with a face down monster?
I'm pretty sure in the errata they just ruined it.
It's also like one of those cards. Why are you even playing this? Like, it's garbage.
Because it's awesome.
Why does it exist?
Darkness Approaches says, let's see. Let me just read the card real quick. It says, discard 2 cards. Oh, no, it doesn't summon the monster. Discard 2 cards from your hand. Select 1 face-up monster and change it to... They changed it. They changed it.
I'm pretty sure that's That's just the text that
now it's just 3 for 1 Book of Moon. It says change it to face down defense position. Fuck you too. Show me the errata. Show me the original. Let me see. Approaches errata. That's not what it originally said. Carter, right, here we go. The original one says, change it face down, but do not change its battle position.
Okay,
and then later they removed that caveat.
Okay, but can it attack?
I don't know.
And also, there is actually a way that you could interpret that differently, just in the way that you can't use it on attack position monsters, because attack position monsters can't be face down, right? So it has to be defense position already.
Card rulings, darkness approaches. Here we go. If you select an attack position monster, it is flipped into face down attack position. If you flip summon a face down attack position monster, it is in face up attack position. When you face down attack position monster is attacked, it is flipped into face up attack position. It does not clarify whether or not you can attack. I'm guessing you can. And then once it does battle, right? Once it does battle, it's flipped into face up attack position.
That would be amazing with Slade Warrior.
It's also amazing with Cyberchar. It's like a book of it's like a one and done book of Taiyu. Isn't it? Right?
I don't know. I don't even know.
This is why I love darkness approaches. I love this card. I think it's hilarious.
I think we have to ban that just because we don't know what the ruling is.
Meanwhile, we've got Abyss Soldier in play over here. And he does have the Serpent. So that is a Gonzo McDonzo pair. And that means that if this remains on the field, we do have Prima Loop with 2 Abyss, which is kind of terrifying.
We also have Serp, so we don't actually have to loop. So we can just get it for free.
History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Says Abyss Sangan Serpent can be a potent package.
Oh, really?
And I agree. That's a correct statement. That is a correct statement. I've got no further comment. That is just a correct statement.
Abyss actually got caught.
And there is Swords Revealing Light. So, this might be Jover.
Elrados, is this like a chaos control thing? I guess it is, right? Dark Mimic?
This is Smoker Control. This is Smoker Control, but with 3 Abyss Soldier.
Those words mean nothing to me.
So Smoker Control is like a really slow, versatile chaos control that's using like usually Royal Decree, Tomato, Swap, Dark Mimic. This might just be like a classic chaos control, and I'm attributing it to Smoker, but Smoker is a really, really strong player who used this. And its big weakness, I'd say, is its offense is kind of lacking. But if you give it Abyss Soldier at 3, it's pretty damn good. So here
also,
comes the...
Just wanting to point out, in regular Goat format, you probably would not have taken that Serpent because you would have played into Dust Shoot.
That's true. Oh, that is a very big chain right there.
Yeah, that's important.
Infusion's cap. Oh.
But
if Infusion's cap can solemn it back. If he can solemn it back, yeah, he can only use it one time.
This Prima is
But
costly.
he gets to keep the Abyss Soldier, importantly.
Yeah, but you lose to Ceasefire if you use it.
Indeed. Is Cap... Oh, yeah, we've seen it from Cap, haven't we?
I think we did.
Good.
So Cap also out of Regeki breaks now, so that probably means that next turn Abyss will recycle swords and just keep doing that until it's dealt with.
Obnoxious. Regeki Break 2 are gone, but most of the spell and trap removal are not gone.
Yep.
So there's that.
Breaker, MST, Heavy.
Cease is just game here if you set a monster.
Unless it's another monster.
That would be pretty spicy.
Yep.
And there's your monster, right? If you wanted to.
Yep.
Feels good to see games like this. The pace is more interesting without Dust Shoot Duo. Okay, there it is. Boom. Boom. Are we seeing the upset right now?
Is it an upset? Do we have knock?
Do we have knock? We do. Oh my god. And just like that, the cap is... Oh, we're going to game 3. Oh, well. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Why did I think it was over?
I don't know. But now Everado is
starting. I don't know. I was too busy talking about regal dominant women.
Exactly.
My apologies, stream.
A big thing that we could pay attention to as well is how big of a difference does going first make here? Because I think there was data in the War League that going first means that your win rate is like 55%. I'm interested if it's still the same here.
55 is like not that bad. Too.
I know. But I'm interested if Dust Shoot changes things. With Dust Shoot being gone, does that mean, or even Duel being gone, I guess, that also kind of works. Does that make it closer to 50-50? I think 55 is already a pretty good spot. I think that's good. But maybe it's going to improve further.
Mus viajus Aguiliario Cara, whatever. They said they had to change it because it would cause rulings issues with the Link monsters.
Yeah, but who cares about Link monsters? What is that even?
Don't explain. I don't know. Matter. I don't know. Don't explain. I didn't understand Link. Something that happens with me every time they introduce a new summon mechanic, I get confused by how easy it is. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, because everything is just flooding the field, right?
Synchro monsters, I was like, oh yeah, the levels have to match, and then it goes like that. And then for Links, it's like, oh yeah, if you have the number of the Link, you can summon the even stronger monster even quicker. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. That's easy. And then the pendulum monsters, I was like, this doesn't make sense. Wait, so they come back infinitely and also can soul charge every turn? That can't make sense. That would be broken.
So
and it was.
Whenever I go to locals, we get those OTS packs in the end, and I know nothing about the cards in those. I have no idea.
Just hand them off to someone.
Exactly. I have over 100 cards of those. I don't know what they do. I have no idea what they are. At one point, I pulled a pendulum monster, and the whole text is so much. The text actually goes into the usual card image because they can't fit it below.
I can't. I don't get it.
I hate it. The question is why do I actually hate it? Because I've never actually interacted with it. I've never played Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! So why do I hate it? I guess it's just that it feels like it's something that I couldn't get into anymore.
You should give it a go, and then you'll know why you hate it.
No, what I'm saying is I see this and I feel like I can't get to learn it. I feel like I can't get. I don't know how to explain this.
If you find the words, go ahead and hit me with them.
Sure.
Is this one of those situations where you're looking for a 6-syllable German word that doesn't translate into English?
No, it's me trying to explain why I feel like I can't get into it, because I guess the entry barrier seems...
It's high. It's extremely high.
It seems too high.
You have to fundamentally understand how the game works differently than in GOATS. It's a different game. It's not the same game. Because the way that...
Also, getting to understand this is so much harder because you have to sit down and actually read the whole thing, and in GOATS it's fairly simple still. I think the longest card text we had that is actually relevant is BLS, and that's not that difficult and not that long. Yeah. But this happens in every game.
I have a comparison of reading when it comes to academia. There's a lot of reading an entire you read a 20-page paper that's really info dense, and you get to the end of it and you conclude that it was not useful for your thesis.
Right.
And that's what reading some of these new Yu-Gi-Oh cards feels like, where it's I just spent I just spent a full minute of my life reading this card, a minute more trying to understand it, and my conclusion is it's not playable. Yeah. How many more times do I have to do this?
So this kind of happens in every game though. They just get more complex over time. And I played League of Legends for a really long time, 10 years plus. And at some point they released a champion whose passive ability is longer than the entire ability text of another champion that
I remember that. Earlier. I remember that.
And that was around that time they just lost me, because I just couldn't be I couldn't be asked to just read all of that when the champion comes out and keep up with it. I couldn't care to keep up with the game anymore because it just felt pointless.
Magic is starting to jump the shark. But it's jumped the shark a while ago. But the thing that Magic does is it'll make new mechanics every 5 seconds and then not introduce them. So part of that is you don't have to worry about it until it comes up. And the other part of it is what the fuck is Parlay 2? Huh? There's a lot of that when you're playing Magic. But the card text have stayed short, which is very respectable.
I think the good thing that Magic has going for it, I haven't actually played the game, but I know that they have rotating sets. So I guess that's a good way to combat power creep.
Everyone hates the rotating format,
but that's great to combat power creep, though, because that means that you don't have to print cards that just beat the old cards the whole time. You don't have to do that.
That's true. That's true. And yet they do.
Okay. As I said,
the format I play, yeah, theoretically they don't, but so many people enjoy non-rotating formats that they're going Konami mode. No. Also, bottomless trap hole, putting in the work once again.
Yeah. The thing is, bottomless does do a lot of work today, but at the top tables we see turbo again, right? And their bottomless just doesn't do much. And again, there it goes.
There it goes. Yeah, that's true. But the turbo decks have been playing Abyss more, which makes it a little bit better. Yeah. At least like mainboard playable 1 or 2 copies. See, like, well, I guess Cap isn't playing that, but here's, okay.
There's a torrent.
Boom. Has the torrent. Is this, we don't have food for Chaotic Sorcerer. The Fates are gone. We have not seen Thunder Dragon. But Infusion's Cap still has the life lead. And is it just me, or has the life lead felt more important in these matches? Like, significantly more?
Sort of. So I feel like it's harder to just wall up. Actually, no, that's not true. Like, it should be easier to wall up because Ring isn't in the game anymore, which should make the life point lead more or less. I forgot my train of thought. I'm sorry. I've been doing this for like 5 hours now. I'm complete. My brain is done.
Yeah, it's tiring. But I feel you. I feel you. Michael Gray asks, will top 8 lists be posted somewhere? Answer is yes. I will be probably doing a video on it. We'll post an article of it most likely. They'll be around. They will not, however, be on Format Library. This isn't an official tournament to my knowledge. I don't think it'll be anywhere. Hopefully in future events, we will talk to Jazz and we'll make it more official if we get to that capacity. But right now, it'll just be on my channel and maybe on the website. And then we have Seaspare says, links are synchros, but for dummies. Agreed. I agree.
So this was a tactical hold. The question is why, though? Because, yes, bottomless would have been chained, but I feel like bottomless would have been used even if it was prioed and you don't care about tossing Serpent. So I'm not sure if holding prio there actually does anything. But maybe I'm just too far gone to notice obvious things. Okay, there's the snatch. Yes! Yes!
No!
I love this card. I love this card.
I was hoping we would see this card today. What is the plan, though? Oh, he's got swords again.
So, Possessed Dark Soul, you can tribute this card and take control of every level 3 or lower monster your opponent controls. And the way that this works is also really interesting because you can take everything. So let's say there are 4 goats on the side of Cap and you don't have enough space for it, right? You can choose which monsters you take, the others go to the grave. They go to the grave.
They blow up.
They're gone.
Yeah.
And the best thing is, this card works under skill drain because it tributes itself as cost, like Exiled.
But he has the Storm right. Okay, he's got.
Yeah, Alvarado would not have played to Storm if he doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Ceasefire.
Yeah.
Ceasefire.
It's not enough. Not enough.
You just have to have. He has a Serpent Hand.
Oh, true.
I didn't gain my life for Snatch. That is mandatory. Go ahead and do it. What else is quite effective here?
Breaker.
What could Infusion's Cap still be running? Breaker is decent. It'll at the very least get rid of the... Well, no, because you can get rid of Snatch, right? You can bounce the swords and then you can go in.
No. You don't win because you still have to respect the face down card. I think...
I didn't say win. I said you can go in.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not respecting the face down there because that's one of those... I say that to slam it moment. Is it not?
Maybe.
Maybe not. I don't know. But
I think you have
it'd be really funny if you... What if you Snatch, Steal, Possess Dark Soul, activate a Legendary Ocean? Have you considered? Or Thousand Eyes Restrict. But that's a bad Thousand Eyes Restrict. Wait, hold on. Serp is gone. There's no Serp. Oh.
There's a Solemn.
Okay. So whoever was saying Solemn not a problem, were we saying that?
That was you.
That sounds like something I would say.
So another funny interaction with the Legendary Ocean is, you know how it reduces the stars by 1, right? And Serpent has 1 star. So Serpent under Legendary Ocean cannot go into Tear because it doesn't have stars.
Well, it's still a level 1 when face down, right?
I don't think it is, because even in hand, they are no longer.
Oh my god, that's amazing. That's hilarious. I'm a big fan of that factoid. I like that.
I just really like to collect dumb things in Gold.
It's good. Yeah. There's a term James Ark made up called card guy. Card guys are the ones who know a lot about the cards and know about all the fun facts about them. Textbook card guys, Janjo, delinquent. Got
another solemn.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Course. The triples. That's painful. Just draw ceasefire. Just draw ceasefire.
Yeah, gain for snatch. So he's actually still alive. But any normal summon does it here. Any normal summon does it. Showing the Sangan. Come on, end. Show it. No.
Nope.
Okay, so this is the spot where we should be encouraging ring usage. Maybe ring needs to come back. I'm saying it.
No, he just needs to have ceasefire.
I'm saying it.
I also don't think ring will be gone forever, but I want it to be gone for now. You know? If every deck is playing 3 Solemn, then okay. Okay, where's your Solemn now, buddy?
Yeah, well, you don't play 4.
Out of here.
Honestly, this is the spot where you want to play Magic Drain, and I'm still a huge fan of that card. I think Magic Drain is underplayed.
Magic Drain's awesome. Yeah. Magic Drain's an underrated card.
It is.
I think Magic Drain is also way better in multiples. The first Magic Drain, you're like, why the hell are they playing this? And the second Magic Drain, you're like, shit.
I mean, I get the idea, but I feel like the one-off is just enough, because after they see it, they have to play around it the whole time. Like, I've played it in Slifer's a lot, and the first time you use it against a tower player, they just discard something and it's fine. And after that, they don't use the upstart ever again, because they are holding it in their hand the whole time as a discard, because that's the one that they want to discard. So it completely changes the way that they play. So after they see it, I just side it out, and upstart just stays.
It's true.
Okay, so this was stabilized. I mean, Snatch is gone. So what are you really afraid of at this point? Chaos.
Drawing a serpent or another abyss.
But it's not enough.
That's why he had to get rid of Abyss Soldier over.
But it's not enough.
Yeah, it isn't. If this is Regeki Break, I don't know what could be had.
And also Chaos isn't live. We have Darks in the grave, but no lights. Can End actually?
Oh my god, you're right.
Wait, this might actually be pretty close to over for End, because he's somewhat low on HP.
I think it is.
He paid himself down with Solemn because Solemn is bad.
Serp is game. So maybe we're proving the point, actually.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
it. That's it. That's just got to be game.
Yep. All right. Solemn bad. We solved it. We solved the format. Solemn bad. Alvarado with a bad meta read. Deservedly out at
Congratulations
top 4.
To Infusion's cap on that one. I'm pretty sure that puts him into top 8. No, maybe not. Maybe top 16. We'll find out.
No, it did. It
maybe top 12.
It is top 8. Rabbit is
That's
the first
top 8?
cutoff.
Alrighty.
Okay, so at this point we have... Okay. This is our entire top 8 now. We can cut to top 8. This is Rabbit against... Who was it again?
Let's take a look. Let me take a look. Hold on.
Well, who did we just watch?
So our top 8 is... Oh, no. So Rabbit... No one's made it to play Rabbit yet, has it? Or was that Rabbit?
The one that we just watched. Infusion Cap.
Infusion's Cap. Okay, so Infusion's Cap versus Rabbit. We've got Evil for Life versus Crops. We've got Flashy, Raven's Anger, JJ Stokes, Don't Copy, Rabbit, Infusion's Cap, Evil for Life, and Crops. That's a full top 8.
Crops already eliminated Evil for Life and JJ Stokes, so Gravekeepers are out as well. Don't Copy sitting pretty in Winners Final. And we have Flashy on Reasoning Gate. So Reasoning Gate made it to top 6.
So we have Reasoning Gate, Zombies, what is that? Toucan Chaos Controls. We have Smoker Control, Gravekeeper Control, and with the last 2 decks. Did I say Reasoning Gate yet?
I think you did. Anyway,
I can't count. I can't read and I can't count. But let's get on to the next. Who do you want to see? I want you to pick Grumple.
I think there's only one left. It's the only one.
Well, you're right. Okay. Rapid versus Infusion's Cap.
I'm picking that one.
I am going to go get a quick... Good pick. Excellent choice, I'd say. Oh, right, because Rabbit is the one I didn't say. Rabbit's on the Stein walk. I'm going to get some water while they get started. I'll be right back. Sure.
So let's see, who do we have? Still, obviously, Don't Copy. JJ Stokes, Rabbit. I mean, honestly, top 8 is just the usual suspects again, mostly, at least at the very top. But we do have some newcomers. I haven't seen Raven's Anger or Crops before. Flashy, I feel like I've seen them before in the recent tournaments, but I think they're pretty new as well. JJ Stokes, Rabbit, obviously well known. Scrub for Life is well known. But then again, Infusion's Cap, haven't seen them before. Also interesting that we have so much control in the top cut. I didn't expect it, but I guess I was wrong and Don't Copy was right again. But that's just kind of how our arguments go anyway. Okay, let's see. Are they hosting already? Nope. Let me take a look at chat real quick. Match is already... Huh? Match is already over? Are you serious? We just got into the match though. I mean, Infusion's Cap just got to match up against Rabbit. Or am I just... Maybe the stream is just lagging behind again. Let me check the tournament channels real quick. Maybe there's something in there. Okay, they should be playing now. I don't know why they're not. Oh, there we go. At least they're hosting. Still waiting on Fusion's Cap. I mean, okay, we're starting. Let's go. Let's go. We just started. You missed absolutely nothing.
Oh, good. What it feels like playing in a turbo-filled GFC top 8.
Wait, what do you mean?
You missed nothing.
Oh, okay.
No, but this one's going to be good. I have a good feeling. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch.
So Rabbit was Rabbit on that... I think it was the last will walk
He's on
thing, right?
Stein. He's on Tom Abyss Stein last will walk thing.
Okay.
And apparently the bounty built it with him, so that's awesome.
I think Bounty also not a big believer in Turbo in this matter, but it's kind of proving him wrong. I guess in a way, Chaos Control is almost more popular than Turbo.
Turbo for Turbo's sake, we haven't seen a single one. Yeah. But Turbo and you shove Goats and Meta into it, absolutely solid. And you know what? I'm like, fine. That's still a change. That's still something new, you know? And it's something that can be played around.
Yeah, I think that's just the adaptation itself is worth it. I don't hate Turbo in itself. That's not my problem. I don't hate Turbo at all.
It's about the boring play patterns. That's the problem.
Well, not
and
even
the
that.
non-games.
It's just that it feels like the meta moves so slowly around it. like we're always seeing the same cycle, right? We're always like seeing the variation.
And every meta is just a reflection of whatever Turbo is doing. That's not how it should be. Turbo should just be a player in the meta.
We're always seeing the cycle of like different variations of Solemn, Shoot, and Jog in Turbo.
Exactly.
Basically, nothing else changes. Like sometimes we have a meta where some people like to side in gold packages in the side, but then they drop it again, and then we move on.
And the whole meta is based around how exactly Turbo is configured at a given time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't hate that, actually. I don't hate that in itself. I just don't like that... I guess I just don't like that there's not much to be done in deck building anymore. Like, we've kind of reached pretty close to where it's going to get. And I'm a guy who really enjoys the deck building part of it. And I think I've said it in the beginning, I just want new problems to solve. I just want something new to solve. And if the new solution is
that's what this format's for.
Yeah, if the new solution is that you play Golds and Turbo, then that's already a different solution, right? If the solution is that you play Turbo and shove a return in it, that's a different solution. I don't need to remove Turbo. Turbo's here to stay. Honestly, if Turbo wasn't here, it wouldn't be Goats. At least to me. I know that like back in the day it wasn't a thing.
I agree with that. I think I was hoping, I actually made sure Chaos Turbo was still somewhat playable, but like fine. That was my goal. I wanted to just be fine. Not great, just fine. Like a good deck you can play.
Yep.
The way that Earth Aggro is a good deck you can play. The way that Reasoning Gate is a good deck you can play. Burn is like a good deck. This is just like fine, you know? It's doing what it's doing.
I would say that both Earth Aggro and Burn are not good decks.
In this format, probably not.
I'm talking regular Goats.
You're a hater.
Yes. But I'm also right.
I just want to ask a question.
Sure.
What deck got second at Worlds?
Fun fact, I actually talked him into playing that.
Really?
Yes. The days before, he was always questioning why if he should do it or not, and he wanted to go back to Turbo. And I told him not playing Turbo. Actually, I don't remember what I said exactly. I think I said going back to Turbo would be a coward's move, because to me one big thing about Goat. How do I put this? This is difficult. Okay, so there's this interaction where when you play a deck and you don't do well with it and it's not Turbo, then your immediate reaction is this deck sucks, right? But if you play Turbo and you go 0-2 at a tournament, your reaction isn't this deck sucks. It's I suck, or like I didn't get the cards or whatever. So I feel like to a certain extent we judge non-Turbo or like non-meta decks or rogue decks too harshly, and because also the sample size isn't big enough, right? Like this is part of the reason why I dropped Earth Fairies, because I feel like the deck itself is fine and it's good enough, but the sample size for that deck is never going to be big enough because nobody else is playing it. So there's no different ideas in it, and at no point can I actually judge if the deck is good or not, or if I'm just wasting my time. So why should I risk wasting my time?
Before I made this format, that's like everything I've been doing in Goats. My goal has been increase the sample size for decks besides Turbo. That's why, like, I consider it a victory. Like, I don't care that I didn't win the GFC. I don't care if I got top 8 instead of top 4. I don't even care if I didn't top at all. My victory is that there is now a server called Quish Corner where people are furiously iterating on Quish.
Yes.
Just the same way as there's now a server of Burn players who are iterating on Burn, a server of Reasoning Gate players. We got the Spice Syndicate. We have servers where people are making efforts to try to make something new and interesting. And it's resulting in at least better versions of those decks, if not competitive, real versions of those decks, which is really exciting.
At least in Quish, you can also spot the variations, right? You have like this Pike Creek and Waveman style that is almost regular Chaos Turbo with some flips in it. And then you have the style that goes hard on the Senjus and completely blanks Nox. We have both approaches, and having both approaches is good for both decks, right? Because then your opponent can't be sure what you're on. It's kind of the same way that Warrior and Thunderclap kind of complement each other, right? Because
are they playing Xing Sen Hu? Are they playing the flips? Are they playing Zaborg? Is the Turbo player playing Solemn or not? Yeah, the variation makes all the decks better.
Yeah. And I also think that the difference in those variations isn't big enough to justify not playing them. I think your win percentage isn't going to significantly change whether you play Quish with Spy or Senju, even if one might be better. I think the pilot is going to be a way bigger factor anyway. So I feel like sometimes we're even wasting time on deck building in that way. Like, I've had conversations with people before a major where we just talk about the same 2 cards for like 2 weeks, and in the end we change those 2 cards, and they probably don't matter. They don't matter. Why are we wasting our time?
Yeah, it's rare those cards matter, but sometimes they do. It feels really good when a card matters.
Yeah.
It feels amazing when you make a card matter.
Absolutely.
Rare feeling, though. A rare joy.
Yep.
Folks in the stream, I just want to go ahead, check in, hit me with how are you doing? And also,
what's the delay?
Why do we have 17 likes? Lots of delay, they say?
No, I'm asking what the delay is.
Oh, you know what? Let's hit the like button here. Looks like they haven't seen us. They haven't seen the set 4. They have not seen the anti-spell fragrance. We have a delay again.
Okay.
But for those of you who are seeing this here, anti-spell fragrance has been locked with Rabbit having 3 sets and an Abyss Soldier. This is a nasty spot for Mr. Cap.
That's also one of those cards that I really, really like. I messed around with it all.
It's awesome.
I really like that in clap, because then you could guarantee that your spy doesn't get knocked if you don't want it to get knocked, right? You can set your spy, use this, and then that's when you build up and they can't use knock, and you pretty much guarantee that goes through, which is nice. Although usually you just want it to get knocked, so the other spies are out, we get the thing, but yeah. It's nice. And also it's really nice if you stack Sings and Who and Tostinado just getting to shoot at random
Mobius.
Pots. Yeah, getting to shoot at random pots and Gracefuls that are set is amazing, an amazing feeling.
It's a really good feeling. I am a massive fan of the anti-spell fragrance.
I think the bounty was...
Jeremy Swift says, I am banned from eating while casting. Very distracting. You know what? You're valid. I appreciate your request. It's gone.
Yeah, the bounty was messing around with spell fragrance as well early in the season. I think you said that he had input on Rabbit's deck.
I remember that. Didn't he? He did.
Yeah.
Didn't he get a top with it recently? Didn't he top with
depends on how you
Spice
define
Warriors?
recently, but I think it was fairly recent in this season. Like probably last year still.
It was within this season.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was the beginning of this season.
Beginning of it? I thought it was
It doesn't matter.
Time.
It doesn't actually matter. It's nonsense. Okay, so Abyss calling Prior, I guess. We are.
Seems so.
Oh, and Abyss is even nastier with this card because you can just keep bouncing.
Yes,
them.
it is. Yes, it is. That's what I was saying. This is disgusting.
You don't
this
get to
is
play.
This is Abyss format right here.
You don't get to play. Oh no. I mean, honestly,
People kept saying,
if this became the meta, then we would have to exit, because this is what we were talking about. Like this stops your opponent. This stops your opponent from actually playing the game.
Oh yeah. People were saying, they were like, people are gonna play Abyss because it's at 3, but is it really good? And in my head, I was like, yes, yeah, it is. Obviously.
I think we're going to see less of it in the future, but I think it's still going to have a bigger presence than in regular Goat. Just because right now it's new toy syndrome, right? You have this new idea. You can play Doriado bullshit with this. You can do so many things.
It feels to me like asking if there's Prio on Abyss is the new dust shoot standby phase check.
I guess.
Like it's been happening every game.
So Solemn and
Cap might be. Okay, Cap is wiped.
Rabbit got it, and we didn't see any last one. Maybe the last one is a smoke screen.
It might be. Rabbit's deck is currently, I'm going to go ahead and say it, very high spice. I want to say that's a big, I want to say the level of spice, I'm going to go ahead and say it's habanero. It's hot. It's a hot and spicy deck.
Nice. Yeah, I think we need to have a verified spice scale. I think we kind of had that in the...
I started one. I made one, and then we didn't continue to expound upon it. Maybe the people have their thoughts on this.
We did. I put cinnamon on that, because cinnamon to me are cards that are spice but not spicy.
So the current scale that we have table salt, black pepper, cinnamon, paprika, cumin, chili powder, cayenne, habanero, ghost pepper.
So this is the second highest for you? Rabbit? Really?
Yeah, I guess no, it's cayenne. This is going to be a cayenne pepper. Yeah. Cayenne pepper kind of build.
I can live with that.
I will say, I think I want to go ahead and say that like habanero is probably like Mr. Big Noodle's deck.
Maybe, yeah.
That deck's wild. That deck's absolutely wild.
I think there's some really interesting ideas in there. Like some of the stuff, like I think Stein in general is underplayed, and I also think that maybe, well, to me as a club player, I look at that deck, and I basically see my deck again. Like there's a lot of similarities, right? You have the Zaborgs, you have the kind of recruiter package sometimes, and you have the Revives from Grave. The Prima and Call just become Book of Lives, and Reaper is already good in club anyway. So I look at that and I see a deck that is almost mine, and then I look at the trap lineup, and they don't play Solemns. And now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why did I always feel forced to play Solemns? Because I'm basically just playing every warrior player's trap lineup, right? But why am I doing
Solemn is one of those cards that people are very complacent and comfortable in playing, and then all of a sudden someone takes it out and they win, and you're like, what just happened?
And I do really enjoy Solemn.
It's one of those cards.
Solemn is one of my favorite cards in the entire format, because to me, the way that you use Solemns is very skill expressive. Because you see the new players, like you see a new player come in, pick up warrior, and they just Solemn in ways that you wouldn't. Okay, so there's a lot of difference in the way that seasoned players and new players would Solemn cards. And it's both like more and less aggressive. It's kind of strange to explain.
It's very true. I know exactly what you mean. For me, if you're not paying 4,000 life points for a Solemn, unless you better have a good reason for that. You better have a good reason. But you play against these new warrior players, and you're like, well, I guess I win the game now.
Yep.
All right, we've got Click Cat Kitty Cat says, Infusion, not seeing bottomless this match is hurting. Absolutely. Painful. And then Melkid says, LeBron predicted Turbo would become the best deck in 05. Who the heck is LeBron? Are we talking LeBron James, the basketball player?
Probably.
Does LeBron James secretly play GOAT in his spare time?
What do you mean secretly?
Do you think he publicly? Do you think he has to come out as a GOAT player?
Wait, you haven't talked to him yet?
LeBron?
He's in the syndicate.
Who's LeBron?
I don't know. I'm just.
It's
too late.
God.
I'm sorry.
And then Musa Viajes Aguilio. I can't say that last name. The delay is good, so players can't cheat. I agree.
How would they cheat?
History of Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 says there is such thing as too much delay, and I agree.
Yeah, we will.
Grumble, I have to go ahead and say it.
After this match,
I think we have to boot it again.
After this match, or no?
Yeah, after this match, we will go ahead and we will redo the stream.
We will.
For our top 8, so that latency is low. It'll actually be, will it be top 6 by then?
Yep.
We're gonna see if Rabid goes on the war path, or if he'll be overtaken by his opponents. We got Flashy, Crops, and Raven's Anger all looking for a piece of him, or perhaps a piece of each other, depending on results. So we will go ahead and reset the stream, but for now, we're going to let this match finish. That's a pretty mid-abyss soldier, but I mean, why wouldn't you in this situation?
There's no cost. Server doesn't cost anything.
There is absolutely no cost, unless he gets Kaiku'd, which I doubt in this spot. With the whale standing in attention.
As well.
Yeah.
I guess it's actually a really important breakpoint. If Abyss Soldier was a 1700, Kaiku would just beat this deck's ass. So what did we actually see? We saw golds. There's 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. It's Chaos Control doing Chaos Control things. There's the Kaiku. We've been talking.
There's the Kaiku.
Do we have a smashing? Do we have a snatch?
Any form of removal would be beautiful here. Torrent. Or we blow it all up.
Makes sense. Getting rid of the...
Really?
Getting rid of the ghost.
If he has Thunder Dragon, and he gets to summon the Chaotic Sorcerer while you're down on cards...
Well, yeah, okay, I get it. But on the other hand, if you have another Abyss Soldier in hand, it's actually really good, because then your opponent removes their Chaos potential, and you just bounce it back, and they have bricks in hand.
And Prima. Prima would be good here. We've got Imagine 3 Foolish Burial with Serpent. And, oh, yeah.
Not
3 Foolish Burial is deeply upsetting. 3 Foolish Burial, basically, that's just a free tutor. That's like a free tutor of anything, basically, if you think about it. The cards that it's good with.
Is there any other card in Gold that is as good as Foolish Burial would have been as a -1? I feel like the best -1 we have is Book, right?
We have Book, Compulse.
And none of those come
we
close.
Have Regeki Break, technically.
But it's, yeah, I guess technically.
Yeah, but that doesn't come close to Foolish in any way, shape, or form. Because Foolish isn't a minus.
It can search a Serpent. If it searches Serpent, it's not.
Like, if it searches Serpent, it's not a minus. If it's searching out,
Demok. Demok Prima.
If it's searching Demok and you revive it, that's not a minus. If you are searching out Manticore and then bringing it back, that's probably not a minus. Like, even in later formats, if you're searching out Necrogardna, that's basically you searched your deck for a negate attack or a Karibo.
Manticore still has to discard a card to get special summons, so that's still a minus unless you have cards of safe return.
I thought it could sacrifice goats. I'm guessing that it's good that it can't, though.
It might.
It can't. I can't. Oh, okay. I checked. It can't, thank God, because I realized that just makes it Manticore goat control. You just play like 2 Manticore and you have maybe like Rat and goats, and every time the Manticore dies, you just sack a goat for the, level 6 2300 beater.
Okay, so we see a lot of goats today, right? Like, that's just in general, goats are everywhere. Why do you think we haven't seen Cat? Because Cat would run those over. They could just search
because someone didn't. Because no one thought about it. Cat would go crazy in this meta.
I mean, the missing.
I'm for real. I think. Yeah, you just play the Decree version.
Yeah.
Decree Earth Cat. I thought Splevin was going to play that, and I guess he didn't. I don't know what he ended up playing or if he ended up dropping. We'll have to go check.
Maybe he did play it and just got beaten early.
We have Aaron. Karam says, nah, Noodle is definitely Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reaper, that's hotter than Ghost Pepper level. I would not call it Carolina Reaper. I don't think that current GOAT format in that ban list has any room for Carolina Reaper left. This format, maybe. There might be some Carolina Reaper here, but not there. I don't find it. If a Carolina Reaper deck ever arises, I'm going to lose my marbles. I think the closest I got to Carolina Reaper this year was probably Quishburn.
Nah.
But even that,
nah. Quishburn is cinnamon. Quishburn is cinnamon. Technically spice.
Quishburn
not
is not cinnamous. It's
sorry, burn.
Burn.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant Quish Turbo.
Now Quish Turbo is like at this point cinnamon was originally cumin. Yeah, no, Quishburn was like habanero, ghost pepper, hot.
That exchange awesome combo deck. Is so nasty. Just.
That's me. That was all me. He said it himself. Yeah. I'm proud of that one, honestly.
And
I'm making another video with that deck soon. I'm really excited. I love exchange, and I love taking people's good cards.
Who doesn't?
Right? It just feels good. That deck does not work here at all because of Abyss, though. But I think Drainburn stock is up here. I just hope no one does it. I guess. Well, no. Madcap didn't do it.
Maybe. I do like Drain. I mean, I've talked about it before. I think even on this stream, Drain has just these inherent problems in deck building that you can't really solve, and that's this hard cap on the deck, so it's never going to be really good.
Yeah, I just think there are enough good monsters, but you still have you always have to play a couple monsters that you're like, oh, I drew this at the same time as Drain, so it's bad, and that sucks. But most of the time, it's good, it's solid.
And also Skill Ranger sometimes becomes a really good side deck card in my opinion.
It's an amazing side deck card in a lot of situations. Yeah. Like I think Warriors could be playing it. Earth Aggro could be playing it, but unfortunately it doesn't work with Gigantus.
Yeah, you have to drop it.
I can't tell who's winning. Is that weird for me to say?
I just have a very hard time paying attention anymore. Okay, so I know that Rabbit.
It's been a long day.
Rabbit is ahead of game. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of next week.
Cap is ahead of cards.
How deep are we into the tournament? It's almost 9. We start at 5.
We're almost done.
Okay. Anyway, it's almost 9. We start at 5, so we have like 4 hours into this. And next week I'm going to do the same thing for like 8 hours plus, and I'm already afraid. I can't do it.
Are you alone?
Grumple,
who's with you? Who's in the booth with you?
Yeah, one of our local players just basically a couple days ago said that he would join me because the original plan.
Oh, but you're doing this in person though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not as bad. It's not as bad because people come by, they hang out. You can say hi. You can just grab people into the booth. You can interview players as you're going if you want. It's great.
We're going to have a little better there, and the Lefia and Delinquent, and I'll just hand it off to them if I want to.
Yeah, basically, because I would love to hear Return Winner and Alethea talk, but are you guys all going to be speaking in German the whole time?
No, the stream is also going to be on the Goat Format channel, so we're completely English.
Okay. Kind of you.
Yeah. I just felt like it's important to get more viewership. All right, anyway.
History of Yu-Gi-Oh! We are indeed planning to fix the stream. We are just hoping that this match will end first. We're going to use that as a stopping point. We will reset the stream once more. We know that the delay has been slowly growing. The deficit has been rising. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your support. Make sure to leave a like if you haven't yet. Much appreciated if you do, even though we have to have another stream coming after this. But the new one's coming, and it will be nice and in sync for our last couple of matches. And it shouldn't lag too bad with only, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 matches left. So we hope you'll stay and join us. Whew.
Yeah. I think we're actually going to restart, even if this doesn't... even if this goes to game 3.
If this goes to game 3, we'll go ahead and reset. I think that's true.
Like, no matter how this game finishes, the next one is going to be fresh.